Before we start the show, I want to say a huge thank you to our YouTube membership subscribers and our top 3 tiers: World Champion A, Triple Crown Parma Chisel, Grand Slam Champions Freak Maniac 90210, and also Raz. We're currently 20 plays away over on Spotify to open up membership tiers if you just support the audio only side of the podcast. So if you can, head over to your favorite podcast app, search ABJ Podcast, and give us a play. We're 20 away. Now let's start the show.
This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Hangout with ABJ. We will be here live all night for Monday Night Raw. And before we get into anything, and before I bring in any guests currently, I want to just say quick thank you to our other members. I know we do our shout out in the beginning for the 3 top tier platforms, but we also give shout outs to the other members as well. To our tag team champions, Lily Rodriguez from Witchcraft by Lily, James K from the Addicted to Speaking podcast, some of our mid-card champions, James K, CJ, DM, Andrea, Adam, Inspector Todd, BR, Steven Chambers, Devin, the Tribal Chief, Austin, which is Captain Butters 32 over on Twitch, Danny F, Ryan Vox, Kai, Adam the Guy, Pete DeLong, and also our Triple Crown. Oh, I already said Triple Crown. We're not giving him twice. That's way too much for that guy, that Parma Chisel guy, whoever he is, if even that's his real name. But listen, we had to bust out the big guns here today. We had to bust out the big heavy hitters. And when I'm talking about heavy hitters, I'm talking about, I know he says king, but over in his realm, he's the king. But here on Hangout with ABJ, I'll let it slide. But let's bring in the best half of the Opinion City podcast. Let's bring in King Ralph. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Where are you at right now? Are you in like a Motel 6?
I am at the Extended Stay America by the Philly airport because I am in Philly for Mania Week, where the BFC, Opinion City Podcast, ABJ, we got a lot of cool stuff going on this week.
Are you getting the goosebumps yet? Are you getting the little tingles in the chest?
I was getting nervous this morning, I gotta say. It finally started to hit me, the realization that like we're here, this is it, it's time. I couldn't check in till 3:00, so I had to wait out the day, kind of chilling, and it really started to hit me like, wow, in less than a week, it's here already. But it's so much going on.
It's a lot going on. We do have a guest joining us at some point tonight, so I am opening the door if anybody would like to come in and chat, maybe talk some Raw, SmackDown, whatever wrestling news, what you're excited for by Mania. Any topic is open. The chat is open to come in and chat, but also but at one point, if you are here and you're hanging out, there will be a moment we will bounce you to the green screen so we can conduct our interview, and then we'll bring everybody back in once that's done. By the way, you got to show off that R-Truth tape. I was just about to do so. Let me bring in another guest here, another buddy here of the Opinion City podcast, Ben Frank Connection ABJ podcast. Let's bring in our buddy Dylan from Last Week in Wrestling podcast. What's going on, my guy?
Yo. Dylan in the house.
Finally. Greatest.
Wow.
Long Island.
All right. Anyway, so
tonight.
I was about to do it. I was doing the Rock. I was doing the Rock. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Chase in the chat. What's going on, CR Media? Everyone go check out Chase over at CR Media. Also, the owner of Fountain City Pro Wrestling over in Kansas. I have yet to see the show, but once this Mania stuff is done, I will be watching it, and we'll be I'll be having him on to review the show with me, which I'm really excited. But let's give some love real quick. not only are we getting tons of memberships, whether it be on YouTube and hopefully soon over on the Spotify side of things, but people not selling a lot of merch. So before we get into any of that, I want to say real quick, if you want to get your Mania ABJ t-shirts, they are available still right now. So what we're going to do is every 13th of the month, starting this month, I'm going all of the 5 questions with ABJ, ABJ podcast, Cult of ABJ, Not Cool Horror, Bangin' Beers, Blood, like all the main show logos will be available in all products on all platforms and will be available at any time. But there'll be 2 t-shirt designs available every month that will only be available from the 13th to the 13th. And we're going to rotate. I have tons of logos. I have tons of pop culture ones, pro wrestling ones. So if you want to start your collection with ABJ, I'm going to give you a time frame every month from the 13th to the 13th. That's a huge thank you to Dante Elizabeth James for this idea. But this is what we're going to do and rotate t-shirts out throughout.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to support and grab some exclusive t-shirts that you cannot get, whether it be ABJ or maybe even some Witchcrafts by Lily t-shirts or Opinion City ones, head over to the Ben Frank Connection site over on the Opinion City podcast. So the way our network works, not pulling the curtain back too far, but these guys have accepted me into this network. They came with this. I am not working. I am financially not amazing. So they are keeping ABJ alive by having me here, by doing this. And that is what the Ben Frank Connection is all about. So if you guys go to that Opinion City podcast page and buy merchandise, whether it's ABJ merchandise or whether it's Ben Frank or whether it's Opinion City, that help keep the lights on here for StreamYard and other things we use to keep this podcast alive. So yeah, so thank you guys if you want to support and grab that merchandise. Trying to think what else I got. Oh, and speaking of t-shirts, we were gifted amazing t-shirts by Freak Maniac. He's been insanely gracious, and I guess I was saying I want Judgment Day t-shirts because by the time I make money enough to get my own Judgment Day, they'll probably be disbanded and they won't be a thing anymore. And not only did he get me the amazing, I call it the Cards Against Humanity shirt. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the we got the R-Truth version. We got the truth version.
Oh yeah.
We also got one for Lily. She got the Mommy's Always on Top t-shirt.
Gotta represent.
It's not always true in this household. But anyway, let's bring
pulling the curtain back.
Yeah, I'm pulling the curtain way back.
Oh boy.
As I lose my guest probably, but let's bring in our guest. He's an upstanding citizen, maybe not so much me. Opinion City upstanding guys. Dylan, he's from Long Island. We let him go. But let's bring in our guest today. I'll let them introduce themselves, let them do their rundown here. But let's bring in Joe, our guest of tonight. What's going on, bud? We're gonna put you dead center. There we go.
Sounds good. Sounds good. No, you had me cracking up in the background. You didn't lose me. I was back there dying in the green room, if we so call it.
Yeah, so let people know who you are.
Sounds good. My name is Joe. I'm local from Philadelphia. I recently started covering wrestling about it was May of 2023. In that short period of time, I've done enough in the eyes of WWE, I guess, and even AEW, where I've been granted access to media credentials for WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan, all the biggest shows I've somehow gotten access to, which I'm forever grateful, just by writing articles about what I'm passionate about and what I love, and it all has paid off in a little less than a year, so I can't complain there.
Now, do you think maybe that just a question here, and I don't want to dive too much into too much of an interview because you will be on the Opinion City podcast tomorrow night, and I don't want to bury too many interviews. And if I ask a question that maybe you guys did, cut me off or say I'm not answering that. Watch tomorrow. You know what I mean? I don't want to bury too much, but I do want to put you over to this audience as well. When you decided to cover wrestling and go that content route, I think most people go with what we do with the live streams, or we go with the TikTok or the social media where you put your face forward and you go that route. You decided to be a writer and go that aspect. Do you think that's kind of set you apart because it's kind of an art that not a lot of people have chosen to go to, where everyone kind of goes to that YouTube route, podcast route?
I think yes, and here's why. I mean, I do a podcast too, and I feel like unfortunately now it's like become very oversaturated. You know, everyone thinks they can just pick up a mic and do a podcast, and you gotta be able to talk to have a podcast, and not everyone can write. You know what I mean? So right away you're gonna be able to tell this guy's stuff's crap. You know what I mean? So I'm lucky. I guess my stuff's good enough to where they're saying, okay, his stuff's pretty good. Let's give him access. Because I know countless guys who just do the podcast then, or just do, like you said, like more YouTube video creation. And like for example, I have a guy I'm friends with. His name's Tantalizing Tony.
Yeah,
sure
I know
you
that
guys.
guy.
So I was on his show last Monday.
Real quick, Tantalizing Tony is your YouTube world champ. I don't. It's not official yet, but I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. If I have to climb.
Well, supposedly he's actually fighting. He's going to be fighting AJ Francis for that belt soon. He told me.
Yeah, so he might lose it, but I will tell you this right now: you are on the channel of the YouTube Intercontinental Champion.
Okay,
right? I'm internationally known. I got 2 people who like me, at least in one country. I don't know about the rest of them, but I've been ranked number 1 in Taiwan. Not trying to brag, but Taiwan loves ABJ. All right, and I consider myself a work rate guy. So I'm your IC YouTube champion. Opinion City's going for that tag team, maybe US title if Ralph wants to go solo one day. But we're doing our thing here, you know.
No, yeah, and I mean, like Tony is a great guy, but he had told me that he didn't get it, which blew my mind. Yeah. That they turned him down because, like, this man's everywhere. You know, he goes to all the shows. He's constantly posting, and like, so to see that, I'm like, wow, maybe like I was better off going the articles route because not everyone does it. Not everyone has a website that looks good, and I was lucky with Edge of Philly where they already had everything pre-made. All I had to do was post articles. So yeah, because people don't realize how expensive that can get, website and having your own domain and the cloud and everything else. So I was lucky with them.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Now, how do you tote the line? Because this is where I think a lot of content creators get stuck, and I think this is where a lot of content creators and writers maybe don't advance. But you're someone who's getting credentials for not just AEW, but just WWE. Anytime wrestling is coming to Philly, you're getting that credentials and you're getting that access. How do you tote the line? Are you like? I know the answer to this, but I want you to tell the people here. When you're covering pro wrestling, you got to kind of not be biased. You have to cover pro wrestling. It's not one's better than the other, or like if you don't like something, how do you go about writing or covering it, but still also be respectful?
So I mean, there's always dud shows. There's always shows that just don't match up to the other shows you have covered, and I don't think I'm far enough along where I can put any show down. So I'm always one that is going to talk about this show as if it was an amazing 5-star match, even if it was a 1-star, just for the simple fact that I'm not a name yet to be able to. I'm not Dave Meltzer. I can't put shows down, So yeah, I always just give every show the praise.
Yeah. So there is a way to be honest and be respected for your honesty, but there's a way to cover something without being disrespectful.
Exactly.
And I think that's where really you really have that line where you have to kind of find it. Because I'll be honest, in the independent world, if you walk around and tell everyone they're amazing, the good ones will be like, fuck out of here. Like I don't respect your take because not everything's amazing. I had a bad match out there. Tell me I had a bad match so I can get better. And I kind of like that. Hunter Iggy, we will get to this topic very, very soon, I promise you. So you are being regarded by all the internet people, all of the promotions that are running shows this week, which essentially after tonight, tomorrow is going to be a crapshoot. WrestleCon starts. Everything's going crazy pretty much tomorrow. What are some shows, without saying anything's better than the other, but what are some shows because of their cards or maybe matchups that you're really excited for this weekend that you think if a lot of tickets are sold? I mean, like, so some of these shows we're going to talk about are probably sold out, but maybe they can go watch them on Fight TV, IWTV, Premier Network, YouTube, or watch later on wherever it may be. What are some matches? What are some cards that you're stoked for this weekend or this week?
So obviously the first one I got to jump on is the biggest independent card I think of the weekend, Joey Janela's Spring Break. Always.
I thought you were going to say the one I'm on. I got excited for a second, but it's all right.
Well, I mean, that's
ego and check.
Just because
Janela's going to be on it. Janela's going to be on. I'm just saying the one I'm on. Janela is there.
So what show is this?
I will be doing commentary at Suplex Mania. The only probably I'm not trying to put it over, and I'm not trying to sway you as a journalist, but I will say the strongest and also free paper show.
Oh, Jimmy Lloyd, I'll be there.
Yes,
I'm covering it. I actually talked to Suplex Wrestling actually 10 minutes, 20 minutes before I got on the show with you guys. Got the card. I'm going to be writing an article for them to cover the block party.
I'll be
so
doing
Nice.
commentary. So if you need my feel on the event, I'm there. I'll take some notes for you. You know what
sounds
I mean?
good. Sounds good. But yeah, I think just spring break year after year, they show that first they put out a great card, and then the card always delivers. So that to me is one of the biggest. Friday afternoon, I'll be going to a show. It's called Battleground Championship Wrestling. They have a pretty good card. The one match that's really enticing me is it's a triple threat. It's PCO versus Riddle versus Fatu.
Yes.
That match is going to be some of the craziest, just big men doing moves that you don't even know how they can possibly do it. So, and then there's one that I'm like, how are they going to do this? I'm sorry, I'm going crazy because The Rock is The Rock's going crazy.
Even wearing cowhide though, come on.
That he has all his gear he is wearing. So Lily's newer to wrestling. That is an outfit The Rock has worn before.
Because of the Brahma.
Yes, that is something he has worn in the past.
Gotcha.
But the show that's like intrigues me the most, just because I don't know what's going to happen, is New Fear City and Circle 6.
Okay.
On Friday afternoon at 4:00 is doing a no ring. They call it performance art because you can't call it deathmatch wrestling.
Yep.
It's performance art at FDR Skate Park.
Nice.
To me, that is like, what in the world? How's that going to go out? But there are some of the shows I'm looking for. But the collective overall, huge, great card. Battleground has a tribute to the Extreme show on Friday night. I'm sorry, guys.
You're
I
good.
have to change my channel. This Rock's entrance is going crazy.
As long as we hear you, we're golden.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, I mean, I think I count. I'm up to like 12 or 13 shows I'm going to be covering or at one way or another. And from Wednesday, because Wednesday I'm going to Cream Mania, it's called. At the H2O Center.
Our buddy Stan Styles, who runs Cream Mania, which are always really good cards and shows, and they book really good people.
Yeah. That card is going to be some of the funnest. Just take out pure wrestling, just the funnest you'll probably have in the entire weekend, just because there's just so much craziness. But yeah, there's just so much to choose from. You can't go wrong.
Are you coming out Wednesday or Thursday night, possibly to Germantown here at Attic Brewing? Maybe check out some Labor of Love.
So Labor of Love was actually my first choice, and then I had Stan on my show, and he swerved me to get me to come to Cream Mania, because that was actually where I was gonna go. I was gonna hop on the train right after work and go to Labor of Love, but
Labor of Love's 2 nights. Just saying, you can do 2. Here's what I love about the 3 shows we said. Now, I'm biased. I'm a high tension guy. I bleed high tension. High tension is the production and the people behind Cream Mania. I think they're behind that one as well with behind the scenes stuff. We don't get in logistics, but also they'll be helping out with Suplex Mania and both Labor of Love shows. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, shout out to Labor of Love. They've always been putting on some killer cards in Philly. You know, I feel like Philly lost its true, independent wrestling company. We don't really have that one true one anymore. And Labor of Love is one of the ones that's kind of trying to bring it back. And they're bringing it back with some of the beloved people that made the Philly scene what it was the first time, but also introducing new people that the city of Philadelphia can fall in love with. Yeah, and also doing it in some, and I don't know if we can curse. I was going to say some kick ass. Oh, you can curse. Some kick ass locations. Labor of Love has been having some pretty cool spots. So that's what entices me too. Yeah. I tell you what, there's that you talk about collective. I get really excited for Effie's Gay Brunch every year. That's always a banger card for me. Bloodsport is one I circle every time, and now we have Masha versus Shayna Baszler. But everyone talks about that Mania weekend, right? And I think the person who coined Mania weekend, and maybe a nickname I'm just trying to get out there, and as a writer, I'm throwing it to you. Just give me a little bit of a pat for it. But we always say Mr. WrestleMania, right? Well, there's Mr. WrestleMania, Mr. or Mrs. WrestleMania weekend. And that's usually the person who goes out and just works multiple shows in one time, but not just works. You can go and work the shows, but giving the effort for every show and also steal the show every one you're on while you're working multiple times a day. That's what I would think is Mr. Mrs. are the performer of the week when it comes to WrestleMania weekend. And I think that has been Speedball Mike Bailey. Oh, I was going to say Speedball. Set that bar of what to do WrestleMania weekend to get yourself over. And I think the person who's looking to maybe knock Speedball off that list this year is Masha Slamovich. She's working 3 times in one day. She's all over the place on all these different cards. Like, this Mania weekend is not just for the big event. I know Raw is on right now. If you guys are watching it, please enjoy. I've seen enough Rock promos. I know what he's gonna say. He's gonna make fun of the crowd. That's all. That'll put butts in seats, I guess.
Sign
right?
That says Dijak is greater than Rock. That's the best sign ever. Because, wow.
But yeah, that's Philly. Obviously, Mania brings in the eyes, but then everyone rises to the occasion. Mania weekend on the independent scene, and I mean, you have ROH cards. You have a whole bunch of people from Joshi coming. All those Joshi stars from Stardom. All those places overseas coming over. It's just a really fun weekend. I just can't wait to kick it all off.
Yeah, one other thing I can say that because he's on a lot of cards too is Janela. Janela is on a lot of cards this weekend too, so he could be up there too. But yeah, Speedball last year, I think it was like 14 different shows or something he was on.
Yeah,
throughout the entire weekend.
2 years ago when he really started that trend.
Yeah, just leaving one going to the next. It was just absolutely insane.
He was bananas. But yeah, I'm pumped for this week. Anything else that, like, when it comes to your website or what you do as a journalist that you really want to put over, you want people to go check out and subscribe or go to?
Yeah, so my website is it wasn't wrestling initially. It's Edge of Philly Sports is a 444 Philadelphia site where they cover Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, Eagles. I just kind of jumped on after they were already established. Like, hey, WrestleMania is coming to the city. Might be a good time to kind of jump on this wrestling train, and because it's going to explode, and it has exploded. And look where we're at now. But yeah, so if you're interested in anything Philadelphia sports, check it out, including wrestling.
Yeah. So I guess it's silly to ask. You support all Philadelphia sports, like you're in Eagles, Flyers, all those.
Unfortunately, yes. I mean,
it could be worse. You could be like me, from Pennsylvania, but I unfortunately picked all the Washington teams. That's been a heartbreak every year. It's just like, it's almost like being asked to be kicked in the nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you do have Harris now, who is committed to bringing the Commanders. Is that what they're called now? The Commanders,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. To bring in the Commanders, a good team. So we'll see. You might be in luck.
So Rock is showing videos of little kids crying
after he beat up
Cody Rhodes. This is funny. I ain't gonna lie. This is good. The Rock. BP said it best. The first couple weeks have been rough, but the Rock's finding his fastball again.
Yeah, I mean, people are very critical of the Rock. I haven't really been too down on him. Anytime you can get the Rock back on TV every week, committed to the product, I'm all for it.
The only thing that I fear, man, when that legend comes back and they have a little bit of power, a little bit of stroke, I always get a little PTSD of those Hogan eras. And when the Rock came back, I got a little bit of that Lincoln itch that it makes me worried. I'm gonna kick it to Dylan real quick. Do you have any questions here for Joe while he's here when it comes to Mania weekend stuff?
No, not really at all. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah,
he's from New York. I figured, I'll throw him one here.
Well,
showcase.
So you're from New York.
Maybe he had something to say.
Mets or Yankees?
Yankees. We like winners. You know what I mean? We're a winning state. We like winners. Even if
funny you should say that. I just downloaded the show the other night, and Dylan was like, "Listen, I'm going to kill you in this game," and I won. I won 5-3. I'm retiring as champion, but there's gonna be more Dylan versus ABJ show streams coming up. Because if you were in the Discord that day, it was wildly entertaining.
I mean, comedy gold.
Yeah. Now, Ralph, you have an interview coming up tomorrow. If you want to plug that, but maybe a question you have here that maybe you didn't have for that you won't be asking tomorrow.
Sure. So, all right. So let's just talk a little bit about what we're doing. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. we will be at Sweet Lucy's Barbecue in Philadelphia. We will be taping a WrestleMania preview and prediction show that's going to air Saturday at 1 p.m. on the Opinion City podcast on our YouTube channel. So we're really excited to be able to just, do a little deep dive into what's going on for WrestleMania this year. So I got 2 questions for you. Number one, what would you say if you, knowing the card that we have right now, if you could see one match out of the entire card, just one, which one would you want to see?
See, so I'm not going to say the big ones because obviously everyone's going to say that. A match that was just announced today that kind of intrigues me: the Authors of Pain and Cross versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. just because those 6 men in a Philly street fight, I'm really intrigued to see where and what they might do in Lincoln Financial Field. To me, it's like the possibilities are endless there. So I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Who wears the Kelsey jersey to get the pop from the crowd? Montez. Someone's gotta.
It's gotta be Lashley, right, to prove that he's like, the figurehead of the group.
Yeah, that's the move. That's if you want to get the crowd behind you. Someone's got like they're all about putting the jerseys on. You gotta have a plant. Throw a Kelsey jersey on. Maybe the other guy comes out in the other Kelsey or a Taylor Swift jersey or.
No, we don't hate Travis and Taylor. We're happy for them because it's Jason's brother, and we hate the 49ers more than we hate the Chiefs.
Or maybe someone comes out and just go with the easy one. Go Giants or Cowboys. You really
Brock Purdy. Wear a Brock Purdy jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a disaster. So I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of excited for that match. I think it's a mistake not putting the Street Profits in the tag team ladder match because I think they would be amazing in that match.
Agreed.
I was really disappointed that they did not get in that match, but it should be a really good match either way. All right, so there's been a lot of talk on social media recently with all of the leaks about the WrestleMania stage set. What are your thoughts on all of this? Are you disappointed? Are you looking forward to it? Because they let leak.
I haven't looked at any of them. I'm completely in the dark. I don't want to know what it looks like until I turn my TV on.
So don't check out Edge of Philly then, because I've been creating
all over.
I've been creating countless pictures every day they come out because they've been doing some huge numbers. So I was like, you know what, let's just keep going.
Stadium. Come on, get that exclusive.
So the actual set reveal, they announced, actually Jackie Redmond announced on Twitter that she's participating in the stage reveal, which will be Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Thursday. Okay. I thought it was Tuesday.
Thursday night at 8 p.m. That she has it listed for on her Mania week schedule. So they will be officially revealing it then. But what are your thoughts on the whole
real quick Roman coming down on Monday Night Raw?
I was just about to say, but I didn't want to interrupt Ralph. So it's just like I'll wait till somebody else does it instead.
Yeah.
Rachel Reigns has made his appearance in Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting for all of you Roman fans out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, seeing Roman on Raw is a little like, wait, what? But the stage, I'm gonna say I'm gonna leave it open ended until we see it complete. Because they could do 1,000 different things from now till Thursday. It's gonna kind of ramp it up a little bit. Right now, though, it's very underwhelming compared to what we've had last year. Mm-hmm. And this is 40. It's supposed to be the biggest WrestleMania ever, and right now the stage says otherwise. So.
Yeah, and I think that if you look at, last year's stadium size compared to this year's stadium size is a little different. So obviously, they've got to kind of pivot there. But I really think that most fans that are looking at this are not taking into account what you just said, that this is WrestleMania 40, that this is the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and they're really banking on that. So if you really think that what we're looking at right now is how they're going to leave the set and they're not going to do anything else, I think you're kind of out of your mind.
No, yeah, I agree.
There's going to be a lot. I think they're purposely waiting to do things because of how much has been spoiled so far.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil too much for you, but because I know you haven't looked yet. But I do think there's going to be something built behind the stage that's already been built to kind of look like maybe the Philadelphia skyline or something behind the screens that are already up there to kind of add to that.
If you look at the video that was shot from behind the stage and you look at just the amount of space that's back there, there's got to be something going there because they did leave a lot of room back there.
Yeah. There's a lot of time left. They're probably working around the clock. I know the rain probably didn't help them, but relax, people. There's three days left until they have to reveal it.
So Mania is always about bringing back those. Yeah, Mania is always about bringing that. That one guy just completely sitting down doesn't give a shit. The camera just caught him. Yeah, look at him right there. He doesn't give a shit.
He just bought the kids.
So Mania is always about bringing back names or bringing back a legend or getting that big pop. You know, we did a few reviews of some past Manias on Tornado Tag where Jimmy Snuka walks to the ring, gives a wave, and just walks out. You know what I mean? Like just weird stuff like that. We've had Pete Rhodes. We had, Boys the Men doing the national anthem. What Philly things or possible legends does everyone have? Maybe early predictions that we're going to see or you would like to see at WrestleMania?
So we already seen one. They already said Meek Mills is going to be there in some capacity. So that's one. You mentioned Kelsey. I think he's going to be there in some capacity, especially because SummerSlam will be in his hometown of Cleveland. I think they're going to start something in Mania that build towards.
Do you think we get Kelsey in a celebrity match?
I do think so.
The Miz has been talking him
during
up
the street fight.
The Miz has been talking him up. The Miz wants to train him for a match. So, like, I think something's been going on. The Miz has been like doing a lot of media.
What
talking
if Travis
about
retires and the Kelsey brothers just become fucking tag team champions? Taylor Swift is their valet.
Oh man, that
would be so amazing,
dude. Taylor Swift's like Miss Elizabeth, and they are the mega powers now.
That would. Do you think Rock does numbers? You think Rock does numbers? Put them on TV. They'll break records.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Kelsey goes to brace her up and slips a little bit, and he's seen the lust in her eyes. It could be rough. It could be rough, you know. Anything else when it comes Philly wise?
I think Rocky, Sylvester Stallone.
Be Rocky, right?
Sylvester Stallone,
Mr. T.
Yeah. I think in some capacity, just because it feels like the bloodline is like the Russian, you know what I mean? Like Drago and Cody is Rocky and kind of battling a uphill battle.
Night 2's Rocky. Night 1 is the bloodline. I think bloodline wins night 1 and it goes to night 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, goes to night 2 with like. We need that spark. Every time I think of Rocky, I get goosebumps. But you need that Rocky moment. Cody needs to have his Rocky moment. So you kick off night 2 with the like.
No, see when Cody Rhodes comes out for his entrance, they need a pre-video package where he's running the streets of Philly and the kids run behind him and he runs up the stairs. That would be the most amazing thing. Like I would freak out.
What if maybe we can't get Dustin, right? Because he can't physically be there to perform. what if Dustin is on the pedal bike? He's on the pedal bike. And he's like, "Come on, Cody, run, Cody!"
That would be amazing.
That's my hope is Dustin some way.
Yeah,
I think it's on the table.
Coming out and just slapping the crap out of somebody and then just walking out.
I don't think
that would be great.
I don't think he's gonna cross that line.
Oh come on!
See, I think if it was 2 years ago before the slap, I would say it's a possibility. Yeah, but I mean, he's had such bad PR from then to now. It's like, I don't know if they would do that, but
turn it all around.
Yeah. But have you guys saw Creed? Yeah, they kind of revamped it. And they instead of him like running through the city on pedal bikes and what they had the dirt bikes and stuff like that, like driving through the city. I could see them doing something like that too, which would be pretty cool. But they have to do something to pay homage to the city, I think, with this storyline.
All right, last question. Unless Dylan, do you have anything? I mean, you don't give a shit. You're from New York, so this Philly nonsense.
Yeah, I am so out of this. Philly, Rocky needing motivation to climb stairs.
Why'd you invite this guy? What happened?
Listen, man, I don't know. He invited a true Long Island.
Bring in the New Yorker for the Philly talk.
I have a question though about like so as being someone from Philly. And knowing how many different promotions are going on right now and knowing how many people are coming to WrestleMania and how like the projected amount of people in the streets, what do you think is going to be the best way for people to, let's say that they're on one side of town to the other to get to another promotion? Do you have any like tips and tricks how to navigate the traffic and all the people?
Walk.
Yeah, I think
just start knocking people out.
The biggest thing is I think people underestimate the true size of Philadelphia. Like Philadelphia is a nice sized city. It's not like a hop, skip, and a jump to get from one side or the other. Yeah. Right. I would say it's during the day it's safe. Nighttime it's but SEPTA's going to be your biggest friend. but it's not always the best choice just because SEPTA in recent months has become kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
But I would say SEPTA
I think they're going to do a good job keeping everything. Listen, you're bringing a big event to your city. I think they're going to do a good job of keeping people safe. I think that's going to be a big priority. Also, I think it's going to bring great business. Like if you, I hope that if you live in the city of Philadelphia and you have a car and you're free this week, you will make bank as an Uber driver this week. This is the week that you're going to make some money and you can put some cash in your pocket.
I think they were projecting, I saw the last city's estimate, around $30 to $50 million just in extra revenue, like for the businesses, just because of this weekend alone. So
and listen, give some of that business down on Second or South Street. I almost say Second Street. I used to live on Second Street. On South Street for Suplex Vintage. I mean, clean that store out. Go buy everything up. You know what I mean?
Especially the fourth rope too, and the drop they're gonna have. Some of those shirts, they drop. Their shirts are incredible. That Sting one they did was impeccable.
Here and then, as I was about to ask this question, Seth Rollins showing up for night 1 and possibly night 2. What do you think the drip's going to be? So he's kind of threw some shade at Cody at past, wearing some polka dots. I know the joke online is him wearing possibly like some of the old school Rocky Maivia gear to throw some shade at The Rock. Do you think he comes out with a little
getting old though? This is getting old.
Coming through the crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing predictions for what he's going to wear?
Yeah. Do you think he throws shade? Well, I mean, he's throwing shade right now. The reason he's coming out of the crowd is because he's showing Roman, hey, remember we used to do this? It's a little bit of Shield shade. But do you think we get some Seth Rollins shade with his attire when it comes to WrestleMania? He has 2 nights to do it. He has 2 nights to showcase drip. That's enough right there for Seth to go a little nutty.
So night 1, I think he's definitely gonna throw some shade to Rock. It would be funny if he could somehow get some attire that pays homage to the turtleneck Rock picture. The infamous Rock. That would be absolutely great.
Yeah.
Night 2, I think he pays homage to the city in some way or another, and I think I see one of the local Philly media creators, Marcus Malcolm. Malcolm.
Is he the guy getting yelled at right now?
No, he was the guy with the cowboyish hat on.
Okay.
But he's at all the shows that I'm at. I think I spot him out there. But yeah, I think night 2 he pays homage to Philly in some way, whether it's like his attire.
What if he wears one of his old ROH pants?
That would be pretty decent.
ROH notoriously known as like a PA Philly, right outside of Philly, Bristol, Pennsylvania company. Maybe he throws a little shade, a little hint to his old Tyler Black days.
Yeah, I mean that would be a hell of a tribute. I don't know. I just think with him, you never know what to expect. I love last week when they were talking about his platforms during that promo, and then the only thing I think about the entire promo, even though it was so good, was I was looking at his feet to see how high his platforms really were, and they were pretty high last week. I'm not going to lie.
Absolutely. Well, listen.
I will say
they're
missing a beat. They're missing an opportunity not having Ricochet on the WrestleMania 40 card because his Indy Eagles gear was on fire. So they're really missing an opportunity there because he walks out in that gear, that place goes insane.
I think they're missing an opportunity whenever you don't have Ricochet on the card.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for a lot. Well, listen, you are welcome to hang out the rest of the night if you got things to do because you got work. Because Mania's coming up, you're more than welcome to dip out too. But I appreciate your time. Once again, I'm gonna put the link up. Make sure everyone heads over to where I just had the link. Where'd it go? Where did we go? Chat's flying. It's hard to find it. EOPsports.com and support this brand. He's doing a lot of hard work. And listen. It's one thing to be, or like we're all in this together, right? We get a lot of hate by saying like journalists aren't the greatest when it comes to the pro wrestling side, and we get a lot of people who just kind of listen to dirt sheets and don't take facts and they report it as if it's real. And we got to be. And listen, we're gonna get into the CM Punk thing. He talked about it in his interview today. You gotta conduct yourself a certain way. It's already hard enough that professional wrestling doesn't get the recognition it deserves as an industry, as a sport, as a form of entertainment. And we're not helping ourselves by being bad journalists. So for you to get recognized by an already established brand and conducting yourself properly to give pro wrestling a light, Joe, I wanna say thank you as a fellow wrestler, person who loves professional wrestling, and as someone who wants to be a journalist at that level where you are treated as such. You're killing it, man, and I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your love for this business and this industry, and just keep grinding. I hope EOP Sports becomes the Philly Barstool one day or whatever it may be. You know, keep grinding at that, and keep putting positive light to not just your city but the world of professional wrestling.
No, I definitely appreciate that, guys. I definitely know what you mean because I tell people at times when I say, "Oh, I cover wrestling," they're like, "Oh, you love UFC. Why don't you cover a real sport?" So I definitely know what you're saying when there's already enough negative about wrestling outside of this little bubble that we call a family, you know. So when the hate comes from within, it makes it even worse. But I definitely appreciate all the love, and I just appreciate you guys having me on tonight. And let's get this week started, Mania week, and let's be absolutely exhausted this weekend, but let's kill it, everyone.
Absolutely, man. I hope we see you either Wednesday or Thursday over at Attic Brewing, and then once again, we'll definitely see you Saturday for Suplex Mania.
Yep, for sure. Definitely Saturday. I'm still trying to finalize everything for Wednesday and Thursday, but definitely I know Saturday morning I'm bringing my little guy down to check it all out.
Nice. All right, man. We'll take it easy. You have a great night. And once again, everyone, go show that brand. Go show Joe some love over on that website. Give some clicks. I don't know if you can engage on that website or on their social medias or anything, but find a way to do so and say, hey, we've seen him on Opinion City. We've seen him with Ben Frank, ABJ. Show him some love, because the more we engage and say we give him love as a professional wrestler journalist on his pages, that shows value for him, that he's out here doing his work, not just being a journalist, but showing up on these podcasts and not only just putting himself over, but he's putting over his brand, that a brand that, you know, gave him the opportunity to talk pro wrestling. We got to uplift the rest of the community when it comes to pro wrestling, and this is someone working really hard in the Pennsylvania area.
I appreciate. Yeah, we are on Facebook, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and Instagram. So you check us out on all of those pages as well.
Awesome, man. You have a great night. Enjoy your week. Stay safe, and hope to catch up with you in person.
No problem. Dylan, hopefully come to our great city for this weekend for something.
I'm only 2 hours away. I'll be there at least 3 days of the week, you know?
Yeah, sounds good. We're not as bad as everyone says, Dylan, I promise.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Listen, it's only bad if you come starting smoke. Philly will give it to you.
I'll tell all you Philly fans right now, if I come, I'm not only going to come in with the MJF scarf and the shades and the Don Corleone type of ring and the scarf for delis, but I'm coming in with the Giants fucking jersey.
Whoa.
Terrible move.
I'm ready to fight.
Who is the Giants jersey, though? Who is the Giants jersey?
What, currently right now?
What would you wear if you
Eli Manning.
Okay, that's respectable.
Oh, yeah.
That's respectable.
Right.
That's respectable.
Manning, I would wear Brandon Jacobs.
Not Barkley.
Not even the best Manning.
Not Barkley.
Kurt Warner.
The lesser of two
Mannings. We want to go old school. Okay. We could do Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. What, are you wearing a Rams jersey when he was actually good?
I'm with Steven on this one. It was nice knowing you, Dylan.
Listen, I'm ready. Just like The Rock is starting, I'm starting.
You gonna wear a Saquon Barkley jersey?
Listen, I'll wear the Knicks jerseys if I have to. You know what I mean?
All right, guys. You have a great night. And I can't wait to see all of you guys this weekend. Even maybe you, Dylan, with your Giants jersey on.
All right.
He's staying home. Thank you for your time. Seriously.
No problem.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a good night.
Later, buddy.
Man.
And once again, Ralph, thank you for facilitating that, helping me behind the stage, because I hope I didn't steal any of your questions. or anything.
No. So we're doing seriously like Mania predictions, Mania preview. Like we're just gonna be really diving into Mania stuff. So you're all good, bud.
Perfect. I do have someone backstage. We gotta stick with the rules though, Paco. You gotta turn the cam on. I seen you're over there. You look like you're a bottle of Grey Goose deep. So I hope this isn't a mistake.
Oh no.
Last time Pac, he came in, he was respectful that I brought his buddy in, and then it got a little crazy. So we're gonna give you a shot here. All right, we're gonna give you a shot. I'm gonna give you center stage. All right.
Oh boy.
Tell me what you think. You don't want center stage? All right.
Nah. Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Quick excited for Mania.
I'm doing great. Excited. I'm a very casual viewer. I really just watch the road to WrestleMania, and that's about it. Then I tune out.
Okay.
And then I tune in back next year. Do you guys put ketchup in your Philly cheesesteaks or no?
No, that's disgusting. That's the
No,
worst thing to do.
no.
Okay. I guess
I met an
I'm
Australian who was going to put mustard on one. It was a bad
mustard.
move. Yeah.
Wow.
He's Australian. I let him go. It's weird down there. Underneath the equator, maybe they do things differently. But up here, cheese.
If you go to the cheesesteak spots in Philly and you ask for anything besides
You're gonna
with
get
or
jumped.
without
They're
whiz,
gonna
they'll throw
jump
you
you.
out.
You're
Yeah.
not from
You're like, can I
Throw
get
you
ketchup
out.
on that? Or like,
You're just
first off,
from-
get out of line and everyone else murder
They
him.
don't.
And
They
then,
don't even have. They don't even have ketchup in the shop.
No,
They'll kick
don't
me
even keep
out. Get him out of here.
They might.
Get-
Yeah.
you
Paco out of
probably
here.
you probably won't survive. Yeah, it'll be bad.
I'll just stick to my taco shops then.
Yeah.
There you go.
A question. I'm a huge Cena guy. Love Cena. Do you guys
Uh-oh.
see him in any way? I guess participating.
I think they'll find a way to. If it's not in a video package, I think they'll find a way to get him involved somehow.
Do you think he's going to wrestle though?
No, I don't think he'll wrestle.
I think that trailer during the beatdown last week out back behind the building with him and Austin on it was a clear indication that we're probably going to see them during that Bloodlines rules match. You know, backing up.
I don't think
So-
you'll see them during the bloodline.
be
I
surprised.
don't. I think there's
do.
too much going on with other people. I don't think Cena has. Maybe he has a little bit of stake in the game with the Solo Sikoa, but like I don't know. I don't know. I think that'd be too convoluted, but who knows? We'll see.
Okay. And last question. Where are you guys as far as with Cody and Roman? Who's winning? Who do you guys think is winning?
Cody finishes the story. I think
That's
this
it, right?
is the year he finishes. I think you have
Yeah.
to. I think you solidify a strong baby face in your company. I think you build that next John Cena, you build that next Hulk Hogan, and that's your Cody Rhodes. That's your guy you rock with. But I think the exciting thing about Cody is I don't think he's your Cena or your Hogan where he's going to be a long-term champion. I think he'll have it 4 or 5 months, and I think you'll rotate it, but he'll always be in the main picture. But I think he's that guy that the money's always in the chase. And I think to make good heels and make good storylines, I think Cody's very important to that aspect of the WWE going future.
Now, I mean, when you compare him to those people, those wrestlers, Cody to me is just the suit just doesn't work for me. Like this guy's a baby face wearing a suit. Like, is he running to be a politician? Like what are we doing here? Is he trying to be president of the United States?
He's the son of a plumber. Like, you know what I mean? That's Dusty Rhodes' kid. At one point in time, the American Dream wore the suit and the ties and the gaudy stuff because he was the American Dream. So that's a little bit of a nod to his dad and his drip and dressing properly and conducting himself as such. And that's always been kind of Cody's mantra.
His promo skills, though, man, they kill me.
Really? You don't like
They
him?
kill me. Nah.
I think Cody's one of the best in the company on the mic.
No, I mean, look, everything's been so memorable, but everybody's really talking about what Roman's doing, what The Rock has done.
Yeah.
Like Cody's just like, well, the people want me to be champion. I'm the people's champion. It's like we've heard that. All right, you got a tattoo on your neck. Like, get over it. You know what I mean?
I think where maybe you don't have the connection, just being the casual listener, and this is nothing negative about this, but I think Cody scratches that nostalgia itch, not just for the kids, right? He's the whoa fireworks makes the kids pop. He's everything a kid wants to be. But if we kind of just did the history of his dad in our podcast on Sunday, go check that episode out. I think we did a good job on it. BP killed it once again, but. There's more to the Rhodes name than just the Rhodes name has been drawn through the mud by WWE forever because Dusty was a huge competition to what WWE was trying to accomplish for so long. They were the only territory they couldn't snatch up or buy up or take all their stars because Dusty was booking so well that they couldn't mess with them. And then to mess with Dusty, they made characters like Virgil and they made fun of him and they kind of made him like this joke. And then when Dusty was at his lowest, they brought him in and tried to make him this joke, put him in polka dots, make him this most unrelatable character of all time. But because Dusty's so charismatic, he found a way to get it over. And then not just that, his sons got in and they were doing things and they were trying to diminish them with these goofy characters. But once again, because they're Rhodes and they can get over, they made it work. Then Cody leaves, goes and uplifts wrestling as a brand worldwide. he goes to New Japan, makes it a bigger deal with American audiences. He goes to Ring of Honor, makes it a big deal. Completely uplifts the independent scene to what we have today, where independent wrestling is as popular as it is because of Cody Rhodes doing that. He starts the competition. He goes and creates AEW. Maybe they had a different envisions of what the company's future would be, and Cody said, "All right, I'm here. I helped you start it, but this is not the vision I want. I want to go back to over here." And he's just there's more to that story than just wanting to beat the tribal chief. I kind of even put this out there. You look at, like, there's more than one royal family. That's not a shot at the bloodline. That's a shot at the McMahon family. And McMahon is no longer around. And McMahon is very wealthy because of what he did in wrestling. But if you look at where WWE is right now, all of what we're watching, you look at the ring, you got Priest, you got Gargano, you got the New Day, you got Ciampa, you got Bayley, you got Roman, who all helped them behind the scenes to get to where they are. As we think, when they're all in NXT, Dusty Rhodes created those talent. He helped make that talent what it was. He gave back to the company to uplift it, so it made itself so valuable that it could sell $1 billion company to like TKO, and everyone made profit on that. The Rhodes are gold, like, but they do everything for the love of the industry of professional wrestling.
Hey, but man, I do agree that there has been some criticism of Cody that maybe in his promos the fire hasn't been there. You know, being like the big challenger again at WrestleMania, and finally, you know, wanting to finish this story with Roman. The fire at some points has not been there, and I do see where that criticism comes in, but I also see where, you know, there's a lot of history behind what he's saying, and his promos and things go much deeper than just the surface of the things that he's hitting in his promos. So I do think he's good on promos. I just think that maybe, you know, we could have seen more fire out of him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Paco, when you come in, you're very respectful, brother. I think you bring good questions. I think you're very good. You have anything you want to plug? Your own channel, your own content?
Nothing. I just want to plug a great show. It's what is it? The ABJ podcast. How about that? How about we plug that?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I've heard that's a decent show.
You guys take care.
It's okay.
It's doing its thing.
It's getting there.
Take it easy.
We'll get it running. Thank you, guys.
Very good.
All right. That's nice.
Yeah. We got steel caps, or steel steps, not steel caps. Steel steps here. We've seen the journey of Cody has taken to get to the point, and that's why we respect Cody. He bet on himself. I only acknowledge the indie god as the reason why indie is where it is today. I agree. Cardona, and if you're saying that is Cardona, Cardona made a good blueprint as well, but he definitely followed in the steps of Cody first. You know what I mean? Cody was the first guy to really leave the WWE and bet on himself, and Cardona did the same thing. So I respect both. They're both definitely uplifting. I'm assuming Steel Steps. Maybe I'm wrong, but that looks like a brand or a channel or something. Let me go and check that out real fast. Let me see if they have a channel. They do have an interview. They have some interviews. I'm looking at them right now. Oh, Steel's that's Joe. That's Joe's channel, it looks like. That was just here. It looks like, yeah, Joe's on the banner. That was but let's give them some love. They got 2 subscribers. Let's get them. Let's change that. Let's get everyone over there and give that channel some love. They got an interview there with one of my guys, one of the people I really love in this business, Boom Harden. Boom Harden's in a tag team, CMD with Deshaun Pratt. So go check out that interview.
Nice
on that they did an interview with Todd Gordon, the ECW founder, and they have a John Wayne Murdoch interview. So there's a lot going on over that channel. So go over and support them and subscribe.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Iggy's going nuts here. He wants to talk about his comment. Boys, did we all see?
Oh my gosh. Did you see that? The way he just landed and hit that freaking table so hard with his neck.
Hold on. I'm waiting to see the replay here. The independents became strong in the last 10 years because of the Bucks. The Bucks worked hard, but Cody brought the name recognition to get it to the next level. It took just as much as the Bucks and Kenny's hard work to get it there as it did Cody. The elite didn't take off until they all came together. When Cody started working with the Bucks and Cody started working with Kenny and they started forming that movement, it took a team to get it done. But Cody was the name to come over to jumpstart it.
I think a lot of guys owe a debt of gratitude to Colt Cabana because I think he was a guy that made lemonade out of lemons, and I think he really showed people. Now, he was not necessarily as popular as the Bucks or Cody did go as high as them, but he showed wrestlers that you can live on the independent circuit and still make a living and
Absolutely.
make a decent living at it, doing your own thing. So I think a lot of them owe a debt of gratitude to him because I think a lot of people saw what he did and said, you know what, I can bet on myself and I can still, like, my life's not over just because I am not in WWE or AEW.
Yeah. So the question was, what do we think of? If there was any questions that popped up during the interview that you guys want to re-ask, please do so. Please get them in the comments again. Comments aren't going to hurt, so the more we get them, the better it looks for us. So let's get that thumbs up and those comments coming. But let's talk about real quick. Dom's all right. He's up. He's good. He's not.
It wasn't Dom that I was worried about. It was Anthony Gargano. He went to jump on Dom and like from inside the ring to outside the ring. But the way that Dom flipped him as he was making the jump, his head hit right against the commentary table, and he was like pinned between Dom and the commentary table.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Cody, CM Punk was on Ariel Helwani's show today, which as a journalist, another person I'm very inspired by, Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani has been talking about mixed martial arts before. Mixed martial arts are cool. When I wanted to go and watch interviews or hear about MMA, Ariel Helwani was my absolute go-to. I think as a journalist, I think he's very non-biased. I think he asked the hard-hitting questions, so much to the point where Dana White banned him. And he wasn't being a troll and he wasn't being disrespectful, but he asked questions that were relevant to what we do. And I think a lot of people have taken a lot of that from Ariel Helwani when it comes to journalist style. And I respect the hell out of him. And a person who respects him as well is CM Punk. CM Punk gave him a lot of exclusive interviews when it comes to being candid and being truthful, and he does a great job of opening CM Punk up. CM Punk said some stuff in this interview that, being branded by WWE, you would have never been able to say back in the day. Have you guys got a chance to listen to it yet?
Not all of it. I heard some of it.
No,
So
I've been busy.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah, I've heard some of
interesting.
it.
I saw some of your comments about it and some of the things that he said and just some of your takes on it. I did see that, so I know a little bit about it. But
he talks about, I'll kind of paraphrase it, but please go and check it out on the MMA Hour. But he talks about his time in AEW. He says, I don't regret what I did in AEW. I think a lot of my matchups, I think a lot of things I did there were really good. I met a lot of really, really good people. He goes, I'm just disappointed. He goes, I don't think they're a company that's trying to make a business out of this. I don't think they're trying to make money. I think they're trying to make matchups. And I think that's where they're losing their self as a company. And I can agree to an extent with that, but also like that matchup booking is kind of something that is different and I like. And I think CM Punk does have a little bit of the old school mind state. So I don't think what he's saying there is complete gospel and it's the only way it could be done in professional wrestling. It was created to be different and that's what AEW is and that's why I love it. But he did also say that like Tony Khan is not a boss. He's trying to be everyone's friend and he can't handle major problems backstage. He goes, I asked numerous times for people to stop running to the dirt sheets and trying to slander my name and making me look like I'm this asshole and saying everyone hates me. The truth is, everyone didn't hate me in that locker room. Only a handful did. And if you were friends with those that handful who didn't like me, and he essentially says Kenny and the Bucks, he goes, that's the only people that didn't like me, and they made it a point to make it known that I wasn't liked, and their friends would come at me, and their buddies would cause problems. He talks about the glass spot. He said that Jack Perry wanted to do a spot on Collision where he smashes out a car window during a promo. And Punk goes, why? It's a rental car. Why are you going to do that? You're going to take a rental car back with no back window? What, like, and what they turn around and they say, all right, don't rent any more to pro wrestlers. Like, they're going to smash our shit. And he goes, this is stuff that has happened in the past in the business where wrestlers go get a rental car and they fuck it up and they send it back and then as wrestlers, we're not allowed to fucking rent anymore. So use your head. We don't need to do stuff like that. And we don't need to like break glass. He goes, a whole bunch of people told you no. Now I'm telling you no. If you want to go do that, then go do it on Wednesday. But essentially, when that all went down in the backstage stuff, CM Punk said everything that I said at that table, Tony Khan has heard before. So he wasn't shocked. He may have acted shocked, but it was all stuff that I told him that I was sick of it. I've asked him numerous times to get ahead on it, maybe have a conversation and let's bury this and make money off it, whatever it may be. They chose not to. They kept talking, and I got sick of it. And all the journalists who were sitting right in front of me, who were the ones bashing my name to the public, and brought up a story, something that legit happened to me that lawyers were involved in, came up again. I don't want to go to court over that again. That was a huge problem in my life. I don't want to do it again. And I asked him to address it because this was a legal problem for me at one point in time. They refused to. So I handled it. And then he goes, I can't talk about what happened in that locker room because I had to sign NDAs. He goes, the only time I ever signed an NDA in that company was for that situation and that situation only. And I didn't sign it because I have something to hide. So if you want to hear what happened there, you go talk to them. So that's kind of interesting that he spoke on that. And then going back to the Jack Perry. So when that happened, CM Punk said, get rid of me. You don't want me here. You don't like me here. You think I'm a problem. Get rid of me. And Tony Khan would not let go of him. And then Tony Khan made the second show for him to try to split the roster of the people who were Team Elite and Team Punk and separate the roster and try to fix things over time. Well, they kept bringing people over from the Elite to work Collision shows, and that's where problems start happening. And then he went to Jack Perry, and Jack Perry said, no problem, not a problem. And then he thought everything was squashed. They go to London. He gets off the plane. No one's there for him. He said, I didn't complain about it. I just got on the tube and I went. He goes, when I'm in Chicago, I drive public transportation all the time. I'm not bigger than anybody else. So I didn't mind being on the tube when I was in London, but I just think it says a lot for your company that you leave your biggest star at the airport. He goes, also too, when I went and I destroyed my shoulder, I tore my pec off the bone. He asked, Ariel Helwani asked him, did you hurt your tricep in the match or your
it's big beforehand?
I think it was a tricep. Yeah. Did you hurt your arm during the match or during the fight? And he goes, I don't know. And that's where legally that could have been a problem. You know what I mean? But he said that AEW didn't book a surgery, didn't set up doctor's appointments, didn't consult him on what the appointments were going to be. I don't even know if they even volunteered to pay for it. CM Punk had to do all that on his own. And they didn't talk to him from the day of that scrum to the day he went through rehabilitation. He had to book his own rehab, everything. Like the company did not help him or reach out or do anything with that. And he felt disrespected by it. Like, how do you work for a company that you get hurt under their things and they ghost you for 8 months?
And it's funny that they did that because that's a lot of the same problems he had the first time he left WWE. If you listen to that interview, he talks about all the doctor's issues. So you would think that being smart, that would be something that AEW would not do because
WWE gave him doctors, but they gave him doctors that were pro WWE.
They gave him doctors that, gave him Z-Packs for concussions and told him to wrestle with concussions. So you would think that like the doctor thing would be enough of a trigger for him that AEW would know, like, maybe that's a line we shouldn't cross.
Yeah. And they didn't even offer doctors or help him with that, according to him. And then when London came, he goes out and does the glass spot and says, real glass, are you going to cry about it? And then he said to Tony Khan, go handle that or I will. And Tony Khan, what do you want me to do? He goes, I'm not telling you what to do, but do something. I'm getting fucking sick of it. So he goes, they come out of the curtain and Jack Perry comes up and they're all there. And he said, what's your beef, man? What's your problem? He's like, I'm not the only one who told you no glass. Like, it's why are you making this a me issue? Everyone else told you no. Like, what are you doing? And then Jack Perry essentially said, if you have a fucking problem, do something about it. And his exact words were, in quotes of Chael Sonnen, I gave him the don't get too close line. And what he's talking about that is historically on the Ultimate Fighter, Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei Silva got in a little confrontation, and Chael was like, I don't want to do this, but I cannot let you get close to me. And he goes, I didn't throw a punch. I didn't strike this guy. I just choked him a little bit. And then he said, I did nothing to Tony Khan that I threatened his life or scared anybody. It wasn't that serious. He said, I went in the back.
He said,
he looked right at Tony Khan when the fight happened after it broke up, because Joe and everybody broke it up. And he looked at Tony Khan and said, I fucking quit. I'm done. And he went to the back, and then Joe and everybody else met him back there and said, hey, are we doing this match or what's happening? And he goes, we are 100% doing this match. And he knew walking out at Wembley Stadium that would be the last time he's going to wrestle Joe, and that's the last time he's ever going to wrestle for this company. And he still went out and, in my opinion, put on one of the best matches of the night.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought it was a great match. I thought him and Joe killed it. But
I think the way he
the rest
answered
of the
that
card had
question,
no.
though, when they asked, "Well, why did you still go out when you quit?" and he said, as a truly respectful person, he was like, "Well, because I wasn't the only person who was there. You know, Joe worked really hard to be there for that match, and I respect Joe. I
The agent
respect
who
the
booked the
agents.
match,
I
yep.
respect
The referee.
the referee, and I respect all the fans that came to see me. I wasn't going to just walk out, and I respect the hell out of that."
Yeah. And everything he's saying,
Mm.
it wasn't coming off as sour grapes to him. He was just getting it off his chest.
Being honest.
And then the crazy thing is, they asked him about Vince, and he said, "Me and Vince, when I came back, I was in the gym working, and I was on the phone with Nick Khan." And he kind of alludes that like Nick Khan has always been kind of strategically putting Punk in situations to kind of get him back into the WWE, whether it be doing the Fox deal and then hiring Punk to work for Fox but not WWE to talk about WWE, like all these little strategic things to possibly get Punk in that fold again. He credited Bailey when Bailey invited him to the Raw that he showed up, that like Vince kind of kicked him out or told him to go home with. But he kind of went into that Raw with that mindset of like, I'm comfortable with this locker room again. Everyone's really welcoming. This is kind of nice. And then he was asked to leave. He said he was in the gym and somebody came down and said, "Hey, get off your phone. Vince is coming down. He doesn't like anyone on the phone when he's in the gym." And he said Vince came over and gave him a hug and said, "Welcome home, and we'll reconvene after my workout." And he goes, "The last time I ever talked to him." And then Ariel goes, "Why?" And he goes, "I don't know if you heard, Ariel, things came up for Vince." Right. And then he asked him, what do you think about the things that came up? And he goes, "I'm going to be honest. There's more to this that I'm probably going to miss. So you definitely have to go and hear his answer, because I thought it was handled fucking master classly. Like where Triple H said he didn't know, and I thought he dropped the ball there. CM Punk said, my best friend, the guy I traveled on the road with, was Chris Benoit. Like I was with Chris Benoit a week before he did what he did, and he brought me in the back, and his kid was taping up his hands and drawing X's on the tape. And he goes, "Look at my kid idolizes you." And that kid was gone a couple weeks later. He goes, "Chris Benoit was my best friend, but fuck him for what he did. And everything Vince did is unforgivable."
Right.
And he goes, "That's not me, CM Punk, and my feud with Vince McMahon. That's CM Punk thinking of the victims and what they went through, and even the ones we don't know about. And I hope that they can find closure, and let's stick that man in the basement where he belongs and never talk about him again." And that's from a signed WWE superstar. Like Punk is unapologetically Punk. I fucking respect the shit out of that dude. But go watch the rest of the interview. It was really good. Later on in the interview, Rhea Ripley comes out. We kind of seen it on TV earlier where Becky Lynch kind of crashes the interview and they almost get into a fight. It was Ariel Helwani does a great job. Go check out the MMA Hour. Another really big journalist who always covered MMA, but also never hid the fact that he had a love for pro wrestling, and the MMA community would fucking shit on him for that, because the MMA community does not want to see fake wrestling on their news. And Ariel Helwani always gave a platform to professional wrestling, which I will always be a huge fan of Ariel for that as well. All right, what else we got in the comments? I'm sorry, I went real long-winded there.
Just quickly, while we were doing all of that, in a backstage segment, Paul Heyman confirmed that Roman Reigns will be the one to induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
Oh, snap.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I honestly, I was not paying attention.
I literally caught that out of the corner of my eye. So there you have it.
Yeah. Is there any other questions? Mick, I don't remember what your question was, but I appreciate you can have 20 times a podcast channel. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if that was a compliment or not. I love you, Mick. Thank you so much. There was some other stuff out there, but Hunter, I hope we answered your question with that. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, just like you said before, if you asked a question in the comment, go ahead and ask it again. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
I would like to say something about the whole CM Punk thing, if I could.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think how he portrayed and spoke about the situations with AEW, and especially with the McMahon situation, was very eye-opening for a lot of people that have written off Punk as a just garbage human being. A lot of the dirt sheets that have circled around and have stated that Punk's just hard to work with, Punk's this, Punk's that. And it's, there might be a little bit of fact with that, maybe in the sense of sometimes how he handles situations always isn't the best for business because of his that mentality of, look, like,
Speaking
I handle it a certain way, you're handling it a certain way, your way doesn't always work. Sometimes my way isn't the best way either, but it at least kind of gets the point across that maybe you're trying to get across in more of a softer touch type of feel when it comes to a business aspect.
Mhm.
I know that I said what I said on a TikTok when he came back as this was a terrible idea. And I really thought that at the time, because as somebody who also makes content and stuff, I looked at it as, the guy that had somewhat sour grapes to an extent with what his relationship at WWE was at the time, and then going to AEW and everything that happened in AEW, it just seemed to take away from the idea of a Randy Orton return, a Randy Orton type of moment that we were all waiting for such a long time due to that injury. So I was upset about that, but I could say now that I still hold some of that to him with the way that he handles situations. I do understand that there is a business side of things that he handles it with first, but it does kind of resort to a lot more of the physical aspect, like the way he handled Jack Perry. I hope that now, maybe being quote unquote back home with WWE, as he's calling it, and a lot of others are calling it as well, that maybe that side of Punk kind of goes away. If there are other situations that come up in a WWE locker room, which is backstage area, in the sense of booking, management, whatever, that there's a little bit more of a professionalism when it comes to it. But I will say that him making the statements with Vince was perfect. I think he handled that.
He also said this run of
Absolutely
WWE too,
professionally.
he's not worried about booking. Like before, he wanted stuff
Right.
to make sense, and he's at a point now where he's like, as long as the check clears, I don't give a fuck how you book me. I don't
Yeah,
care.
and I think
Yeah.
that's a better mindset that he's coming in with now, after being through the ringer with not only WWE once, but Ring of Honor. Now back to WWE, seeing how AEW handles stuff as well. I feel like now we're at a point where Punk is at that stage of, cool, money hits, we're happy, I'm happy, whatever happens, happens. We're making better content than I think we're making when Vince was in charge. Now that
Mm.
Papa H is at the helm of
For me,
creative,
yes.
at the head of, this is how we're going to be doing things. This is how we're going to maneuver through situations. This is how we're going to handle situations. I think that now with that mindset and that push that Punk is getting now from a different set of eyes, being Triple H, I think it's a lot more comforting for him to be like, hey, I'm here. I'm here to work. I'm here to make my money. I'm happy. Locker room accepts me. Cool. I'm ready to do my thing. But with the whole Vince McMahon thing, I agree with him. I put him under the prison. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Mhm.
And absolutely disgusting. And I think a lot of people may harp on the AEW side of things with how everything has happened with him and AEW.
I'm gonna be honest. I was in a boat alone for a long time on CM Punk and that AEW thing. Well, so even the press conference is like, well, how do you want Punk to handle that when everyone's dragging his name through the mud? The
Right.
last thing you want to do is give Punk a live microphone. And then when the
Yeah.
whole Adam Copeland thing, or Adam Page thing happened, I go, that's really ballsy that he brought Cole Cabana in there, because we know how ugly that got.
Yeah.
He actually talked about that Cole Cabana and him had, like, Cole Cabana approached him at a show and says, hey man, like, can we have a conversation and make things not weird? And he goes, with all due respect, I will not have a conversation with you without lawyers present. And he walked away. And that's not a situation that Punk created. I think Punk gets a lot of hate because he is very brash, but I think Punk protects himself to an extent, and he understands that the wrestling business is a business. And I think 9 times out of 10, when Punk is standing up for something, I think he's standing up for the right thing.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say about that. I think part of the problem with the aura of CM Punk is that for a long time, CM Punk was not a very good person, was not a very good human being, and we're talking a long time ago where he treated people badly, and there are a lot of stories about that. There's a lot of things that have been said about that, and I think a lot of people who maybe didn't know CM Punk or didn't really get or take the chance to know him sort of went by what was being said about him.
Mhm.
And so that was a long time ago. That was 20 or more years ago, and Punk's not the same person he was back then. People evolve, people change. You know, people can treat people badly and then realize what they've done and become a different person. And I feel like the CM Punk that we're looking at these days, because of some of the things he's gone through, the issues in the AEW locker room, and the fact that he's had to, you know, defend himself through a lot of things that he maybe shouldn't really have had to defend himself through. Again, it's, you know, he's a different person, and I think the person that we're seeing now is a much better person based on everything we're hearing and seeing from him. He's just, it's not the same Punk that people
are used to,
wrote off years ago.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
I'll say this, and this will be the last thing I say with the whole Punk situation, but I'll say that, you know, as someone who watched Punk in WWE, and did enjoy his work ethic and did enjoy all the stages of Punk that he gave us, I thought his pipe bomb that he did was perfect and to the point, and I think everything that he was expressing was facts and needed to be said. And at the time, many people didn't want to hear it clearly, and, you know, kind of wrote him off as this hard to work with person. Now, going through everything, you know, people went through, and just like you were saying, Ralph, people kind of stuck on that bandwagon of he's just a bad guy. He's always been a bad guy. He's never going to change. This is always going to be him. And I will say that honestly, I considered that to be my thought as well for a very long time. Even him coming back into the WWE recently, I was like, he's going to be hard to work with. He's not going to be the same. He won't change. He's not open-minded. He's not this. He's not that. And as we've seen everything kind of unveil, as we've now watched this interview or seen a good portion of the clips of the important moments of this interview that do depict Punk as a well-grown individual and as a human being, someone that has changed his mindset, that has been a lot more of a adult, you could say, to this business now from a different angle, a different bird's eye view of what is happening in the landscape of wrestling that is ever growing. I think now we're at a stage where the people that are just going to hate Punk are going to hate him no matter what. He could do anything in his power to make you not hate him, but the people that just hate him will always hate him. And the people that are willing to actually see that, listen, there was a time period where maybe you didn't like me, and there was good reason for that. Maybe I did some things that you didn't enjoy about me, and that's fine. But I'm telling you now, with everything now laid out on the table, this is what has happened. These are the reasons why I acted the way I acted. I apologize for some of it. And not only that, but now we're at a different stage where I'm just here to work, and I'm here to just enjoy the sport that got me into being a fan of the business itself, which is wrestling. And now we're at a point where there's a different set of eyes and there's a different team behind him, and he's just enjoying it again. And you could kind of see it even in the promo that he cut last week on Raw. Like, he's just back in that element of like, you know what? I'm gonna have that fuck you attitude, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. People are gonna draw back into me because you know that I am as good as I've always said I am. And now we're at a point where, okay, you know what? Maybe if we open up our minds just a tad bit, he's changed a lot better than we all thought he was going to change.
I will say this as someone who I really like this is not me picking a side, or this is not me saying I dislike something now. But this is me as a fan showing concern. If a tenth of what CM Punk is saying about how they conduct business and how they do things and how the elite are kind of like this new age. Listen, I'm a Shawn Michaels fan, but going back historically and looking at Shawn Michaels stuff, he did not make a good experience for people backstage.
No.
The difference is Shawn Michaels pushed a lot of people to go to WCW. He just got lucky because he was on the top brand. AEW is not in a position where they can bully people and the thing is, if you bully people, and one of the guys you bully is the guy that pro wrestling fans have been chanting for 7 years, and then he goes back to the WWE. A lot of I truly feel that, and he kept saying the whole time, he's like, well, who's some of the people in AEW like? He goes, I'm not saying a name, because if there's people there that I'm genuinely concerned about, if they're pro me, they will be punished, and I don't want that for them. So I won't say a fucking name. But I think there's a handful of people, and I will say this again. I think a huge reason why Jade Cargill is in WWE right now is because of the way it went down with CM Punk. I think a huge reason why Jade Cargill is in WWE is because CM Punk and William Regal left. William Regal is someone in this business I respect, and I think he has an eye on what's going on. And for William Regal to get the fuck out at the peak of a storyline that he was the head of speaks volumes. And I got to be honest, as someone who I said for a long time is an AEW lifer, and I think he takes pride in that company, and he takes pride in his work ethic and what he did in the ring. I got to be honest. I think your boy from Long Island, when his contract is up, I think he could possibly be someone who jumps ship. I think after that interview and seeing the way things go down, if they don't clean their shit up and figure things out, there's a huge chance we see a fucking MJF in WWE.
And there's a real I mean, there's a point where you have to realize, like, if you're taking pride in something that you're doing and they're not taking pride in you, it's time to cut the losses.
Yeah, and dude, this guy has tried to be in 4 or 5 different storylines that had ended because of backstage drama or injury. And how much work rate can you put into a story that keeps getting cut off at its fucking knees because the EVPs can't fucking act like adults?
And also the fact of the matter,
leaving a lot of money on the table for MJF by fucking with his business and fucking with his storylines.
Absolutely. And I think the other big key factor of this is how he expressed his concerns of Tony Khan. You know, Tony Khan is a friend. He's a confidant. He's not a businessman when it comes to this business. You know, this is a business where you have to have a strong right hand. And if you have a very soft touch when it comes to the wrestlers,
well, let's be honest. All professional wrestling at any organization, any company, every sport team, every wrestling company, every band, every record label, every podcast, there is clearly some form or some ladder of favoritism at any level of anything you're going to do. Do I think AEW is clearly favoritism because it's the elite versus the world? Sure. But I mean, at some point the click was that in WWE. WWE has done this where they clearly have their favorites. So it's not like one's guilty of the other. And I'm not saying that because everything went down, I absolutely hate AEW now. But as a AEW fan, they better figure shit out, because that interview pulled the curtain down a lot to what's going on back there. And people are going to criticize that, and they're going to look at that, and they're going to be like, man, this CM Punk guy hasn't been wrong quite in recent times, has not been very inaccurate with a lot of his statements. There's something to look at there. And if they don't right this ship, they're going to be discredited as a company, and they're no longer going to be that top competition.
And they also need to kind of gain some type of bearing on how they manage and treat their actual superstars there, male and female. I mean, especially if everything that Punk was saying is factual and has happened, where it's come to him going out of his own pocket to pay for doctor's visits and everything else medically wise.
There's got to be a reason why Cody walked out the way he walked out. You know what I'm saying? Like
there has to be a reason, exactly, and there has to be a change. And if all of that is true, that's a very, not for nothing, that's a very unsafe environment for many superstars to be there, up and coming, and people that have been in this game for more than 10, 20, 30 years.
And I love the fact that AEW exists. That gives people like our Willows and like our fucking Action Andretti's and all of these people that and Orange Cassidy's and these Bryce Rensburg and all these amazing fucking human beings who have paid their dues in professional wrestling a paycheck. And I want those paychecks to keep coming for them, and I want them to keep coming successfully. But I think there's certain aspects that they have to might look at. And I'm not saying I hate the Bucks and I hate Kenny and I hate the Elite because they went after CM Punk and I'm a CM Punk fan. I respect what they did too, and I respect them as talent. But at the end of the day, they also have to realize just because they have that EVP title and they're the ones who started it all, if you're the problem, there's enough talent in that roster that you can go away and nobody would give. Like, I'm not hating, but Kenny's been injured. The Bucks have walked away and been punished in this company twice. And that company, when it comes to talent level and work rate and what they can perform in a ring, hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah.
I want AEW to be successful. I want AEW to be that answer to WWE. But if there's any hint of truth of what was said in that interview, I hope they figure that shit out.
Well, here's the thing about that, and it's kind of strange because if you look at when Punk left WWE the first time, and he did that massive interview on Colt Cabana's podcast where he detailed every single thing that happened in WWE and why he left, WWE continued on without skipping a beat. AEW is not a company at a level to do that, where they can have all of this kind of stuff come out and just, sweep it under the rug and move on like nothing happened. They're not there yet. They're not where WWE is. So this is something that, if it's not handled correctly, could, be the first domino to fall in the downfall of AEW, unfortunately.
Do you think Samoa Joe will return to WWE or Jay White? Unfortunately, probably with Jay White and Joe, I would most likely say no. And that's not because Jay White or Joe
Yo, freaking Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
I was just listening to
I got ice in my veins, blood in my eye.
I don't know. He has a weird voice, but I love the Lil Wayne. But I think it's more or less because WB doesn't have an interest in them. Maybe Jay White because he is still kind of young, but I think Joe is entering his twilight years. I think he's still very strong and very, very good. But I think when it comes to if WWE would invest in Joe again, I personally don't see it, unfortunately.
Lil Wayne will be performing at WrestleMania.
There you go. Lil Wayne will perform.
So here's a question for you. If things are really as bad in AEW as they say they are, what's and not counting MJF, what's a big talent name that you could see going to like WWE,
Willow.
just like saying screw it?
Willow.
Yeah.
Willow?
ABJ, what do you got?
I wouldn't hate if Willow was on that list. I think the Guns are future WWE. I think Malachi and Buddy Matthews are future WWE. I think Ricky Starks is future WWE.
I don't want to say what I want to say, but because I might get told I'm not allowed here no more.
What's that?
I'll stop.
I think you can see some people going back to WWE when their run's done to claim a Hall of Fame spot. And I think some of those people are your Adam Copelands, and I think there's your Jerichos.
Sure.
I can see.
I mean, I could definitely see Jericho going back because he didn't end poorly with WWE, and everybody has a huge respect for what Jericho has brought to wrestling in its entirety, going from New Japan to Ring of Honor to WCW to everywhere else in between.
Yeah,
Jericho goes back to be like, hey, I'm doing a retirement tour. Great, cool, like a Jericho cruise where he just goes through all the fucking big companies. Great, cool. Like I think it is what it is.
I think Danielson could be someone that can go back if it's for the right reasons and maybe to be a trainer or backstage person. I think FTR is someone that you can see go back.
So here's one. I have always said that I think the difference between WWE and AEW is that AEW knows how to take people and make them stars. WWE knows how to take people and make them mega stars.
Yeah.
Like they just turn it up a notch. I could see Swerve Strickland going back and becoming a mega star because he's done something very akin to what Drew McIntyre did. Yes. He walked away from WWE after he got released and went and became a superstar elsewhere. And now
Yeah.
he's a big enough name that I think in the Triple H era, I think that they'll see the value in him and bring him back and make him a megastar at some point.
That's fair. That's fair. I think Preston Vance could be a name that you would see in
that's
WWE
a
when
good
his
one.
contract comes
That's
up.
a good one.
Only because he has those deep connections with Cody. Wardlow could be somebody that you can maybe see jumping ship at one point in time. Depending on if they can't find something for her, and I think if she goes, I think it's a possibility she can get. It'd be tough. It'd be weird to see, but like a Britt Baker, I think a Britt Baker could be someone if they don't figure something out with her soon.
She's already disgusted over what,
Yeah.
The fact that they haven't used her at all.
Yep.
Like, and we're not even talking like putting her in bad angles or putting her in disappointing angles. We're talking about putting her in nothing.
In period.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if backstage drama is still a thing at some point in time, maybe Thunder Rosa when her contract comes up.
That's one I'd like to see. What about Toni Storm?
It'd be interesting because Toni Storm was very vocal about how she didn't like the way things went down in WWE. But WWE has that bargaining chip now where they turn around and say, everyone's gone. That was a problem.
Everyone's different. Everything's different now.
You know what I mean? And some of those people who left and come back, it could be a thing where they say, hey, like, dude, I left and came back and it's not the fucking same.
And you know what? CM Punk could pass it along just like Bayley did to him. CM Punk could be that, bridge between AEW and WWE to say to those guys, hey, like things are different now.
I don't think Miro's one of those guys. I think Miro has more character stuff going behind the scenes that we're not aware of. I don't think Miro likes to lose. I think Miro plays his booking too much and says my way or no way. It could be interesting, but I don't think AEW would, even if AEW were to collapse or have a really big downfall or step, like, I don't think they'll ever go away.
No,
but
they have money. They'll outlast.
I think they'll be like a TNA
their
level.
Usefulness. Yeah,
they'll be a TNA level.
Be around. Yeah,
yeah,
they'll be around.
They're never not going to go
not
anywhere.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't like Lil Wayne's music. I never have and never will.
What?
Oh,
wow.
Okay, was that the controversial thing you were going to say?
Yeah. I was waiting.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That's
man.
Mind
be
you.
nice. I'll be
Now,
nice.
no, you can be mean. That's fine. I know it's all
mean.
love here. But I have listened to,
for the most part,
all the Carters.
All of the Carters.
All the Carters.
Okay.
I listened to when he was in the rap group. I'm a big hip hop fan.
Right.
I'm a big hip hop fan.
It's fair. And I will say this though, music, I guess I should say that like wrestling is subjective too because it is an art form. But I'm much more lenient with someone saying I don't like this style of music because music ain't for everybody. But like your takes on John Moxley, Uncle Eddie
John Moxley's
Kingston,
trash. It's a fact.
I can't support that. I can't support that.
Listen, everybody that's a John Moxley fan, I cry for you at night. Because you don't know what real wrestlers are.
We don't trust me. We don't cry. We're good. We're good with our team Mox over here.
We're crying and bleeding at the same time. You know what I mean? It's just a soaked fucking bloodbath. That's all it is.
I did not see anything new with the lawsuits.
I did not either.
But Kai's saying that there was a Paul mentioned and there was no last name. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I don't want this. When I say this, I don't want this to come to fruition. But like, I think there is an era within the next 8 months of WWE just cutting ties with like your Bruce Pritchards and your Paul Levesque and your, like, I think there's a lot of people that could really lose a lot of power or spots in the WWE when it comes to the board or control.
We've had some conversations off the air about some names that could possibly come out that are just absolutely heartbreaking if it all comes to fruition.
That statement.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. We can't sit there and praise shows like Dark Side of the Ring and Tales of the Territory about all the crazy stuff that happened in the business, but then downplay it when we find out how actually true it is. It's not just oh my God, this is a crazy story. There's a lot of people who were hurt because they were trying to chase their dream in a business.
The fact that Ric Flair is still on TV is just insane. After everything we've learned about him,
Ric Flair is essentially the epitome of the really good high school quarterback who can walk into school and do whatever he wants and can get away with it because he's talented and the school sees value in him. And that sucks. Like
Yeah,
as
terrible.
but when you're not the starting quarterback, some people can't wrap their head around like, well, why does he get, you know what I mean? Like it's a weird dynamic.
I'll say this.
Indy Hartwell, black and gold, just saying.
She wore the same outfit last week
with yellow laces, or orange laces on her
Orange.
boots, which I don't know how I feel about.
I don't know if everybody's noticed, but Maxine Dupree is starting to gain a lot more muscle mass.
Oh, she's working she's taking this very fucking serious.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying seeing her take it more and more seriously.
I watched for a while there. She was doing a lot of TikTok lives where she would like get her makeup ready and just and I remember commenting a few times and I was like, oh my God, this is when she was Max and Male Models. And I was like, Max and Male Model. And she was like, she's very receptive to the TikTok audience. And I thought she was doing really well. There's like, she has something that someone sees, the fact that she was called up to the level she was called up from NXT to the main roster.
It's interesting to see them take an interest in somebody who is like so far out of a main event picture or being in a main event picture anytime soon, and seeing them invest a storyline in her and invest something in her.
There's got to be something that
really,
we're not seeing yet. I think her charisma is amazing. Yes, she's still very weak in the ring, but I think there's intangibles to her that maybe we're not aware of what she offers backstage or does backstage. And I'm not saying in like a disgusting, like get your head out of the gutter thing, but I think she offers or values or does things that we're just not knowing of backstage. And I don't think it's a knock to her. I just think there's got to be something more to the fact that she's given this opportunity.
I feel like we're seeing possibly, how when Tiffany Stratton first started and a lot of people saw something in her backstage. I think we're seeing the same kind of thing here because, there was a lot of there was a lot of knocks about Tiffany Stratton in the beginning, and I'd heard some interviews with people that trained her, and even her saying like things about like falling asleep in training and just things that you would say to yourself, this is not a person who takes this seriously. And now look at Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because like you look at that kind of stuff where it's like what the NXT is now and what it was like. People really shit on 2.0 and said it's so bad, I can't watch it, it's the worst. And then everyone's like, yo, NXT is good, it's good again. And essentially the only thing that changed is the people worked, they got better. Like nothing changed on that roster. It's still the same roster, but Shawn Michaels said, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of college athletes who really don't know the business of pro wrestling. And not only do you have to teach them how to be characters, but you have to teach them pro wrestling and then the world of pro wrestling. And there's lifelong fans who don't even know the insides of what makes the fucking chocolate of professional wrestling. And now you're teaching that to people who have to perform it. And Sean stuck with that class, and people like Nikita Lyons and Tiffany Strattons and your Fallon Henleys and that's just the women's division have come leaps and bounds and had gotten so good. And that's just the testament of just sticking to what you got and teaching and training them.
You look at what it's become now, and you think about when NXT 2.0 first started, and a lot of the knocks on NXT 2.0 were that you had people going out in the ring and doing things that they had no business in doing and possibly injuring themselves and injuring others. And so there was this very steep learning curve in the beginning, like exactly like what you were talking about. How do we accomplish those things? How do we take those people and make them ready to do what they need to do? And with that learning curve, I think they nailed it 1,000%. Like they turned it around in such a way that you couldn't ignore it. You couldn't just say, hey, I still want the NXT black and gold. Now you're looking at it and saying, man, they're really doing something right down there.
Totally agree. Comment in the chat. Anthony, yes, that's not the one I want to click. What is your thoughts on Miro and CJ Perry's breakup? I'm gonna be completely honest, it's none of my fucking business.
And she lost in the gold, which also has hardly any black.
She didn't
if anything,
lose.
It's gold. She did.
She didn't lose.
She did. Gold and brown.
Indy lost.
They both lost. They're both the losers here. That's how it
Correct.
works as a tag.
I'm gonna be
team.
honest.
They get
I
it
think
done.
I think the
Wow.
same way I see Tiffany Stratton and the same way I see like some of those stars when they were
Oh, I didn't
NXT.
notice the pop print.
I think Indy Hartwell is a megastar in the future.
I
I think
agree.
Indy Hartwell is
I
going to
agree.
be a big fucking deal. A real big
there's
deal.
You know what, I can see the things in her that we saw in Charlotte Flair very early in her NXT run, because she progressed very very quickly from what she was to what she became, and I see Indy Hartwell has got a lot of those same qualities. I think that could possess her. Seeing a tall girl like that just be able to really work well in the ring is a refreshing thing.
You know what's wild? Like the WWE is finding creative ways of booking heels that aren't like characters in the company who are technically like foreigners, like they're not American-based talent, and like still making them baby faces and heels, but not leading into their nationalities, which I think is kind of refreshing.
Real quick, while they brought this back up, I would like to say on the note of Seth spoofing outfits and shit, he is wearing Versace glasses and a Versace suit. We were talking about how he's going to be making fun of The Rock. He's literally wearing all Versace right now. And secondly, another thing that I noticed with The Rock's cowhide vest, of all of the outfits that the Judgment Day could have worn, only one person was not wearing full black and purple, and that was Dirty Dom with his cowhide boot.
Well, here's a question. Here's the thing too. So a lot of people are hinting that Seth Rollins is wearing darker colors, and maybe he's going to turn on Cody and be the heel. What was his suit jacket made of?
It is snake skin, like a niggity snake. It was bronze though, bronze and black, close enough to black and gold in my opinion.
But it's snake skin.
I think that Roman retains at WrestleMania 40.
For the record, I do believe his green outfit a few weeks ago was also snakeskin. I think he's been sticking with the snakeskin for a hot minute, to be honest. I can go back and look at my notes, and we'll discuss later.
You don't need to look in your notes. There's the fashion loser right there in the Eat shirt.
Actually, so you're not gonna like this. Fashion loser of the night.
Sami Zayn.
No, it was Candice LeRae.
Oh, for his sweatpants.
Yikes!
I'm sorry. No,
Lee, what's going on, brother? What's going on, brother? Thank you for the stream. Sorry.
Appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Frightful Select came out and said AEW is currently doing budget cuts, and they have confirmed Stu Grayson has been released by W. Isn't this the second time he's been released? Didn't they release him and then bring him back and then released him again?
Stu who?
Stu Grayson.
Let's see here.
I'm going back to the Lil Wayne thing. Like I said, I've listened to a lot of all of his music. I just am not a fan. I don't know why. It just is the same repetitive.
You don't like Tunchi, bro.
3 topics.
Listen, you can have your opinion, but some people are just wrong. You know?
Love that. Yeah.
I mean, come on. If you compare it to someone like, and no, I'm not gonna say Eminem. Like that's just such an easy answer.
They did so many songs together, for that matter.
I know. But
you know why? Because they're both amazing.
I would say
see that potential within each other.
Atmosphere is a really good one.
Okay.
Immortal Technique is a very good one.
I
would say Immortal
you
Technique.
You didn't like his rock album?
Yo, Prom Queen. Oh my! With the whole album where he was playing the guitar, my dude.
That's like what? That's like trying to make me sit through fucking Beyonce's country album,
bro.
No,
dude. The song One Way Trip, where Travis Barker's on the drums and like that. Like, dude, that's a
you know who made a decent rock rap tape? Yellow Wolf and Travis Barker.
I like Yellow Wolf too.
I didn't listen to that one.
Yellow Wolf.
What's that, Ralph?
Barker's tape was good.
I said Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit's amazing.
Limp Bizkit,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Oh my god, there's these hats that are out right now, and I want one so fucking bad. I like fitted hats. I've learned to love them with the straight brim for a long time. I did not like fitted bits, but I always bend them. But I stopped doing it because it is what it is. I learned to fall in line, I guess. But I love those dad hats that are kind of like the trucker, but they have that little like that rope that go across the brim and the top. No. Like they have that old school. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the rope.
Yes, like the rope thing.
It's like a classic hat or whatever. Someone made a hat that looks like that style with the mesh backing in the front, and it says "Live, Laugh, Limp Bizkit"
all in Old English font.
in like Old English.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
pretty cool.
I
That's
love
a
it.
cool
Yeah.
hat.
So here's the thing. We're talking about logos coming up soon. So what I'm gonna do is, when it comes to logos, and maybe this is a way to promote and get more people in there, but to vote on new logos, and if somebody wants to make the channel in the Discord as I'm saying this, you can, but we are gonna start doing when like probably sometime the next couple days, we will put up a couple logos in this chat in the Discord, and you guys vote on what are the next 2 shirts going to be that will be in rotation next month.
What do you want the name of the chat?
That's pretty cool.
We'll just say merch votes.
Merch votes.
Merch votes, yeah.
No.
So if you want to join the Discord, it is in the link below that you can do it, or it is currently in the chat right now. So we'll throw up a couple new some of the new merch that's available, and if you guys want to vote on that, and then if that's something you're interested in buying, please do so. But like I said, that's going to be the new thing going forward with the merchandise, is we are going to rotate a couple logos here and there, and they will be available on TeePublic as well as Teespring. And I'm going to give you a little pro tip. It's a little pro tip for you. When the logos drop on the 13th, anytime you put a new logo for design on TeePublic, it is on sale for the first 48 hours.
Oh wow!
So if you I'm gonna be completely honest when I say this as a content creator. When it comes to a profit, TeePublic, you don't get shit. You get like $1.12 or $1.25 per t-shirt. It is what it is. I'm not motivated by money. It is nice to get some every now and then through merchandise. I think the quality of the Teespring is better, and I think they're a little cheaper sometimes, depending on when it's not on sale prices with shipping. And I think that the and we get way more of a kickback on a $20 shirt from Teespring as we do on TeePublic.
So we at the Opinion City podcast are going to take the complete opposite direction. As soon as Mania is over, every day for the first week, Parmesan, as a proud member of Teen Canva, a founding member of Teen Canva, is going to make 200 logos a day, and we're going to put them out, and they're going to stay up forever.
Yeah, dude. I had some people say, man, it's kind of hard to navigate the merch page because at one point in time, dude, I had over 300 logos.
Mm-hmm.
Just logos. Yep. We're not talking merch pieces. We're talking logos
that on the merch page
that came in 50 different items as well.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to after we finally hit 5,000 logos, we're going to go down to one single logo, and it's just going to be it's just going to be a QR code that goes to a donation link for us, and that's it. That's the only shirt we're selling.
I know it's probably a long shot, but is my little brother still here? Is he lurking? Are you still in here, Austin?
I want to ask everybody a question really quick for all the music fans out there.
All right.
And I know you just did a review of
He said, "Look in my eyes. What do you see?" He's at a cask. Yo, he's so savage.
The Blink 182 album review.
Yeah.
And Lily, this goes for you. Ralph, this goes for you too. But when you listen to an album of your favorite artist or band or who have you, the moment you listen to it again, does it feel like? Does it hit
like you never catch the same high that you did the first time, that you hear something that really affects you, that really touches your soul? I feel like you don't get that feeling again.
Not me.
However, let me finish, please. However, I do think that there are certain songs that I've listened to in the past that maybe didn't resonate as well. And then something happened in my life, and then I went back and listened to it, and it was like, oh my gosh, it hits so much harder, and I feel so much more to it now.
Okay, so I'm not the only one, because I listened to Joyner Lucas's new album. Sorry, I'm busy right now. And the first playthrough from track 1 to the last track, I was like, cool, good album. Some of the songs are already like pre-released, so like I kind of skipped through the ones that I already listened to, which I tell you now, And if I decided to stick on with music and being a musician or whatever, and not doing the wrestling content, I would never, ever, 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 ever put out a single and then sell it onto an album. I think it's so silly. I think
No,
it's the cheapest and easiest way to make sales. If for me as an artist, right? And when
a single is your movie trailer.
if I put back on my artist hat for a second, then I need to dust off and need to fucking collect from the garbage can. But I always said I would put out singles that had the audio presence of what the album was going to feel like. But the singles were never going to be on the album in its entirety. And that same went for the mixtapes. Because what I wanted for the fans that actually gave a shit and the fans that wanted to listen, I wanted you to listen from track 1 to track 10 and feel the album's fluidity.
Okay.
And if I put on one song as a single that you liked that was between two tracks that maybe you liked one of those two tracks, that fluidity would be hard to regain after that track is over. And for me, I was like, that doesn't make any sense because there's a possibility of losing you in the whole entire 1 to 10. So that's why I thought putting out singles would be silly to then rebrand it and put it on an album to sell. And I always disliked when people did that.
So I'm the opposite, where I think singles are fine, and then when they come on the album. So to me, what makes a good album is kind of what you were saying, but you as an album, I want you to take me on a journey. I think song 1 to song 10 should have a flow.
Correct.
And should tell an overarching story of what the album means.
Correct.
And I think that, like, so Blink-182, I think they do masterfully with that, with every album they released. And I think this new album takes you on a journey from start to finish. And I think a good album is when you listen to a song and you start singing the next song because you have the album already memorized.
Yeah. I tell you
honestly,
now,
you know what I think is one of the best albums? Story front to back, every song flows. It's a fucking masterpiece. There's 2. I think Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance is one of those albums, and I think Green Day, American Idiot.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that one.
Are great albums.
I
Boy,
think
we
if you were
are
gonna go with My Chemical Romance. It would be 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge above.
Black Parade is so good. Ghost, I think, does a good job of structuring an album.
I would say the one hip hop album that for me, and no, it's not just like one of the classics that everybody fucking knows and shit like that. No Dope on Sundays by Sci-Hi the Prince.
Interesting. All right, well, real quick, speaking of dopes, let's dopes on Monday. We got a lot of people to bring in here. So we're gonna go to the first time ever, the 5 cam. Let's bring in at least one of these guys are good. When you talk brothers, you got to bring in two, one at least great one. Let's bring in Adam the guy and Parma.
Hey.
And then and just like being a good big brother and just sidekicking your little brother along, let's bring in my little brother, Captain.
How's it going?
What's going
on? Long time
Cappy
coming.
Brothers.
This is
Wow,
gonna be a
that's
shit
awesome.
show. I'm here for it.
I just want to say that Parma is in Philly as well, but I'm pretty sure he only came to Philly because I was coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Bandwagon.
Exactly what.
Everything.
Yeah.
He cares about you. He loves you.
Bandwagoner. You know what I mean? Bandwagon.
Yeah, that's
no.
Riding the
Exactly.
bandwagon.
Real quick,
riding the coattails.
I wanna put over real fast. Oh, that's a story. If you guys anyone else want to join, there's the link. I didn't mean to post that one, but I want to plug over my little brother real quick. Captain Butters 32 over on Twitch. If you guys can go over to Twitch, give him some love, support him.
Now.
The reason I brought in Austin here, I told him to jump in. I wasn't expecting Adam and Parm. I'm very, very thankful you guys jumped in, but I wanted to bring my brother in first. No, please stay.
Yeah, you guys could leave. I can leave
as
too, don't worry.
Austin
So he
leaves.
walks away.
Austin leaves. No, he's
He's
closing
closing doors.
He's sliding doors. I don't. He doesn't want us to see
Goddamn
his
door, yeah.
He doesn't want to see a sex dungeon, brother. All right. Anyway,
Why is Little Wayne?
Lil
Wayne,
Wayne.
bro. All right.
No, Little Wayne.
They're way
so-
behind.
Oh, you
yeah,
guys are
way
way
Butters, I
behind.
just said you
behind.
would have
Lil Wayne
followed,
was
buddy.
half an hour ago.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, I don't think you're live.
Yo, little Wayne was like 3
We are
weeks
live.
ago, guys.
But that's just.
Oh wait, are you? Do you have the wrong? No, wait.
No, that's the current one.
Hey,
That's-
hey,
Is it
Jack,
not live though?
You're
You're
not,
live,
you're
but you're
not
not
caught
caught
up
up.
with the live though.
No,
So-
it is now.
No, it
Wait,
isn't.
wait,
Are you
saw
talking about
Lil
Lil
Wayne
Wayne
weeks ago.
and
Lil Wayne was literally on screen like a half
All
an
right, we
hour
have
ago.
way
They're
too many people
saying it's
talking.
half hour ago.
We'll go back to the main.
What do you
thing.
have?
Lil Wayne and Jimmy Uso talked, and that was a while ago.
Okay, let's try this.
But anyway, so
Either way, are you guys on commercial right now? Because
yeah, we're on
I am,
commercial.
yes.
We're on a
So-
Wendy's commercial.
You're good now. I
So
think we're
my
good.
little brother, you know,
still probably behind.
when you're
Probably.
ABJ, you cast a big shadow, right? And I just wanted to bring my brother in real quick to
Wow.
apologize to him. 'Cause my little brother found
Oh my God,
he
that's
found
a
himself as a
Right
game
here.
streamer, and he became a pretty popular MLB The Show streamer.
Uh-huh.
Here
We're
it
getting there. We're
and I
getting
gotta
there.
tell you
Here
right
it
now.
comes.
I gotta tell you right now, I'm working hard. I'm working on my character. He's dog shit, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to learn the buttons and everything that comes with
Is that
this
his
game.
name?
But
Yeah,
I'm-
yes.
I'm getting
Yeah.
That's
good.
his skill
Name
set. He got
bullshit.
traded to the Pirates.
Yeah,
The
I'm
good
getting
old
good.
rats.
And I think there is another Blackwell entering the MLB Show streaming family.
Well,
Hold on.
like-
Let's just be very honest here for a second when it comes to this whole shit. He got fucking lucky. All right. Like, I'm not gonna lie to nobody.
I'm gonna
Well,
put my
like
input
we
Oh, I gotta hear
story.
this. I gotta hear
Like we
this.
story. We were
and
there.
Anthony had an absolutely awesome game yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie to you. For somebody, I played a good amount of people that like try the game out or whatever, and are like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you," blah blah blah. And I do talk a lot of shit. And yes, I'm from New York, so I talk a lot of shit just because I'm from New York. But
Where do I
besides,
rank on shit talking real quick during video games? How good am I at that?
I'll be honest, good,
All right.
but can be better.
Oh,
But can be
going
better.
easy on-
Oh.
Here's
But
the
that's
thing.
what I'm saying, and that's
I'm
what
not
I'm
as confident in the
excited
game
for that.
yet. So once I get confident, the
No, that's
shit
fine.
talking will get way
People
better.
people from the
Just-
scoop are always underachievers.
All you gotta
Dude,
do is
I
Tony,
am
all you gotta
so
do is just
excited
1 week
for it.
with me.
Because I tell you right now, you put on a very good game. Like I have to say, it was a very he got
Well, he did
listen,
beat
Cap, he
Yeah,
got
right.
3 runs right off the bat.
He did
3
win.
runs right off the fucking bat. First inning, I fucking dubbed the whole fucking game. I literally after those 3 hits, I was like, all right, I might as well just shut this shit off and sell my Xbox because this is it for me here. And I came back, we tied it. I tied it up, right? And then dumb me decided to play a dumb play and not realize what's happening. And
Here's
he
what
got up
happened. Here's what happened.
5-3.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Pop fly foul ball heading towards the left side dugouts to the fans. He runs over and goes, easy money, fucking 2 outs, catches it and starts talking shit. But as he's talking shit, I hit tag up and I send third, I send second to third and third to home. And
Dude,
he's still talking shit
terrible.
and doesn't see everyone running. I'm like,
Not
"He's
even
paying
remotely
attention.
close."
He's not paying attention. Bring in the
Oh, I
two
was
home-
screaming,
Yeah.
Cap, dude. I was screaming. I was like, this is bullshit. He's
You were
cheating.
freaking out, dude.
So
You know?
the trash talk got him
Oh, it's
so,
so
comfortable
good.
he forgot about the game, and that's all I needed. As
Brother, I
Austin
couldn't
knows,
believe it.
I've been playing games with him since he's born. I will trash talk, and if you leave me that little window, I'll slide in.
Listen, I
You can't let him
absolutely
chirp
loved
ya.
it. I cannot wait to make more.
Can't let
gaming
him chirp
content.
you.
You know what? I forgot to tell you. So I created my player today for the show, right? And I started off as a round 17 pick. And I was like, I'm absolute dog shit. I should just return the fucking Xbox. Like, this is terrible. I got up to possibility of round 11 pick for the show. So the Mets were looking at me, the Angels, fucking the Twins, all some interesting teams. Finally comes game day where I get traded, right? And I get drafted to the fucking team. The team that I got fucking drafted to, the goddamn Pirates. I'm a
Nice.
goddamn pirate.
You're one of
Well,
the
I
rats.
tell you
I
right
also got
now,
traded. I also got
wait.
drafted by a PA team. Your boy's playing in Reading. Playing
So,
in Reading.
I-
Save it on gas money, brother. Very close.
I'm always here,
Okay.
brother.
I got traded to the Pirates, and they said like, "Oh, be really excited, be like mediocre or disappointed." I chose disappointed. I was like, "Yo, this is absolute bullshit that I got traded to the Pirates, dude." Because I was like, "Oh, the Mets, like at least I'll be in New York, like I'll make the Mets winners." You know, like I had such high hopes. Cap, I had such high hopes. Fucking Pirates took me instead,
Steven
and I'm a
says,
right fielder.
Matey.
So now,
Glad somebody
so
said it
now
because I was
I'm
thinking
very
it.
excited. I'm very excited to play
Right.
again with ABJ. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna make great content in MLB The Show, and I hope we try to get you involved as well because this will
once
be.
they fixed the whole like ranked glitch where you could just pick whatever cards you want, I'm always down to play.
Yeah,
By the way, the
I'm
Mets
gonna try
need
to
win
get into the
tonight, and they're
faction
losing
side.
them Tigs.
Yeah,
They're losing
I'm gonna
the
try to get
Tigers.
into this
That's
faction side of
awesome.
things. Yeah, dude, I'm so happy ABJ decided to give it a chance. We were just on Discord before we did all this. He's like, dude, I am so getting into the fucking MLB The Show right now. It's ridiculous.
Dangerous.
And I'm so happy to hear that because it's just like this is awesome. Like now I got a cool, great new friend. All of you guys are great friends, but like now I got a cool new friend that I can actually play like actual fun video games instead of fucking Fortnite or like Call of Duty with. And it's like, yeah, we could play like an actual game where we could like be better and get better skill sets and like actually have good conversations with and shit. So it's great. It's really, really great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
So I have one thing to say really quick. One
Go right
question
ahead.
first. Tony, when you got drafted, what number were you? 19?
19.
19. And Dylan, I know you're saying it's luck, man, and I'd love to be on your side with this because if
No one's on
anything,
my side.
ABJ does not need to inflate his ego any more than it is.
Listen, keep
But I will
inflating it.
say, after he beat you, I don't think it was just luck because this man has been hitting home run after home run after home
Good.
run every freaking game. I'm getting tired of hearing it, to be honest, but he's good.
So-
He's
so
good.
I don't wanna-
I gotta
my
give credit where
overall
credit's
was a
due.
I don't want to brag. I'm
58.
on a 40-game hit streak. I'm just saying.
I have not
Thanks.
played my first game in the AAAs, right? I mean, I'm sorry, in the A's or the double A's. I don't know which one I'm on. I'm on the Curves. That's the name of the fucking baseball
Double
team.
A.
Do they have the
Double
Corpus
A.
Christi
So
Bucks
I'm on the
there?
Curves of the
Oh, yeah.
Pirates, and I used to be a really big sports fan. Like I'm like from New York and everything like that. I'm originally from Queens, now on Long Island, and I'm a big Yankee fan. Like I loved to go into the Yankee games and shit like that. Trash talking the Mets. They were just an exhibition team. Practice. We knew we were winning. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing to them. But now I had the opportunity
Whoa,
to
Ricochet.
be a Mets fan.
This Ricochet match is blowing away
Oh.
Monday Night Raw.
Like
It's
Ivar
crazy.
is so good.
Ricochet
Ivar
having
is
an-
so
get
good.
me-
Both.
Ricochet is fighting to get
Jesus.
on that Philly card. He wants to be in Philly.
He said
Holy
it's
Hashtag- Hashtag get
was
Ricochet in
wild.
Philly Mania.
Are we all reacting
I'm
to,
sorry,
like,
but
the
those
slow
two
drop?
both deserve to be on the card.
Yo, that
Those
slow
two are
drop was
amazing.
crazy.
He's going for the
You know,
450 on
Ricochet.
everyone's screen.
So when they talked about that show on
450.
AEW about
Oh,
Okada and Danielson
Beautiful.
and all these people
Oh,
wrestling in
beautiful.
Barnesville, Pennsylvania, Ricochet was also on the
Yeah,
card.
that's great.
clean
Good job.
win.
Super
Wow.
clean win.
I'm sorry, since
Big
Eric's been injured, Ivar has stepped it up incredibly.
yeah,
He's
absolutely.
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
no,
He's
that's
so
I think
good.
that's no
Definitely.
argument there.
Up to his game
Um,
for sure.
But Cap,
Crowd's
I
hot.
tell you now, man, it's been a great time hanging out with ABJ and playing MLB The Show. Like I've been now I start my career. So they don't pronounce my last name, which is Musso. They pronounce I got closest as Murphy. So I got two Irish fucking names as my thing. And I'm just like, all right, like let
It
me
was
see how I
crazy every
do. I
night.
haven't played my first game yet, but I tell you now, when I play the first couple of
perfectly.
games on the Curves, hopefully I do a lot better. I went from a 58 rating to like a 63, 64. My power got better, my hit accuracy got better, my throw control got better,
Crazy.
as well as the
They called him the Puma.
what
Prince
what you call
Puma.
it?
Did you get that?
The
That's awesome. I got it. I got it.
the throwing
cool.
of the
Yeah, I got
actual
that, like,
ball.
Yeah.
The
3
only
seconds.
thing-
after?
Yeah. So
The
we're
only
definitely
thing I
better.
hate
Definitely
right
better.
now is the way that you got to press like 7 fucking buttons to throw the ball.
Yes.
Because I'm a right fielder. I don't like that. I'm trying to see if I could change it, but if I have to get used to it, I'll get used to it.
So what I'm learning is if you catch it feet planted, you have to hit that button prompt to throw it. If you
Right.
catch it on the run, it's a right, like you have to drag this cursor and then right trigger.
Yeah,
Just
and I
one
hate
button
that
push.
shit too. I hate that shit too. But
that's one of the things that like makes Road to the Show super interesting to me, because it makes the game as a fielder feel less brain dead than just like playing the game.
You're not just bored.
okay, listen, I'm willing to give it a try. I am. I'm willing to give it a try.
As
I'm
someone who
willing to
doesn't
do
watch
a
baseball,
different-
consume baseball, play baseball games, it's a very good game.
It's really good, and it's really hard.
I think it's easy for a beginner to pick up and play because there's
Says
certain
someone on a 40
aspects.
hit streak. All right, you know what I mean.
Well, hear me out. So there's a way that you can pick button schemes that make it super simplified. That it's just hit a button and you swing, hit a button and you throw, hit a button and you're to bases. But then there's another set of button schemes that, like, if you want to be more advanced and more technical and have more control over what's happening in the game, you can adjust it and play the game accordingly to your skill level and get better with it. So it is very, very good for an entry level person to come in like myself and learn, but there's a lot of space in that game that you could advance and get better. So like, for example, FIFA's a game, or Madden or NHL. NHL got a little good with that by making it fun for new players. But EA Sports is kind of like, if you haven't been playing this entire time, or you're behind the curve, you're gonna get your fucking ass whipped. Where the show kind of finds ways of like easing you in, but there is a learning curve that will reward you. If you're good, it will reward you accordingly.
So ABJ, how about this? You play, do your thing, you continue to succeed and do better than New York. I'm gonna try to fucking bounce back and make our goddamn state relevant again. And if we get to a point where we're like, all right, now let's play. Let's actually play.
Oh, I thought you were playing the first time.
No, I wanted to take it a little easy on you. I started crying probably around the 4th inning. And from the 4th inning to the 9th inning, I felt like I was back on that plane. And I was going down, and that was it for me. No, I'll say this. If you want to play again and you want to do like a World Series thing between one another, besides just like our regular stuff, I'll try to figure out how to get a belt. Okay? And I'm saying this now, live. I will make a custom belt as a actual trophy.
Road to Entertainment, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
Joel Root Entertainment makes great belts.
Those two. You better get him the belt, goddammit. Or else I'm coming to Philly and I'm beating everyone.
No, you can, if you want a custom belt made for it, you can hit him up.
Yeah, he'll make.
All right. So you're gonna have to send me his info. So you're gonna have to send me his info because
Sean has one of his belts.
Okay.
I do as well.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. Send
Oh
me
yeah,
his
that's right. You
info.
do too. Yeah. They're great looking belts. They really are.
Yeah, they really are.
A custom MLB The Show title belt.
Nice.
And we'll
do it.
And we'll do a legitimate World Series.
Okay.
Okay.
You said okay.
Well, I'm just saying, we do have an actual MLB streamer here.
No,
so,
I know, and he
for now
he
until I get really
he will
entertaining
be the
by
guy
playing
that goes,
this
okay,
game. And then...
you guys are ready to go, like against each other. Because like I know now that he's going to be watching you. He's probably never going to watch fucking New York, which I totally understand. I understand that 100%.
Yeah, New York's a tough team to watch.
Yeah,
speaking of teams to
watch me play. All right, and it's a real fucking tough team to watch.
Speaking of teams to watch,
like,
so
let me know when you're streaming Tetris.
Yeah, here's
when
I
get back on that 64 grind, that fucking old Sega Genesis mode, I'll call you up, bro. Absolutely. If I get a Sega Dreamcast again, like a fucking 8-year-old, I'll fucking lose it. But nonetheless, I'll tell you now, I'm 100% down in investing in an actual like MLB The Show, like between me and you, or whatever. And even if it gets bigger than that or whatever, that's cool too. But
we could do like a league.
We could do a league, and we'll have an actual belt, and we'll have like a home run derby, and we'll do like a whole big thing. If you want, this is something that you want to do.
It's content. I think it sounds fun.
I think it'd be a great idea. You know, Cap could be, because he's really the king of this whole fucking MLB shit. We're just fucking newbies right now.
Here's where I stand. All right, I'm someone for the longest time is if you change teams, you're dead to me. Like, stick with your fucking team. Don't fucking bounce around. Now, that being said,
I'm a Yankee fan. I'm gonna die with them.
When I picked all of my teams outside of college football and pro football, they were only picked because of the city. I was like, oh, I'll just follow all the same teams in the same city, and it's just easier to support. I'm going to be honest. I don't find
I'm paying for the
myself
belt, Steven.
mentally or physically attached to the Capitals. Or like when they won the World Series, I mean the Stanley Cup, I was like, all right, whatever, cool.
Right.
Like the Washington fan base doesn't really like motivate me or pump me up or get me juiced up. Like there's nothing that makes them really stand out or exciting. Same with the Nationals. Like I don't really see anything going on in that fan base that gets me pumped up or riled up. And I watched them win a national championship too, and it never motivated me enough yet to like really say like, oh, this is what I want, who I want to follow and support. So like I'm kind of at a point where I might look for a new hockey team and a new baseball team.
Right.
And I gotta be honest,
I'm
as someone who's been anti this my entire life in
You
this
can say
city,
it. Say it.
I kind of want to be a Phillies fan. Like I think
Come to the
Phillies
dark
fans
side.
are fun, bro. I think like
I don't know about all that.
watching what that team did when they're win, lose or draw. I think being a Philly fan looks like a really good time. Like
lose or
it
draw, we
gives you
drink.
a pass to be a dickhead, but it also gives you a pass of like when your team is good. Like you just like that stadium is just. There's no other baseball stadium that you like. I feel like you experience that.
Come to New York. Come to Yankee Stadium one day.
I'll be honest
But
with
here's
you.
the thing: the what I will say about Yankees fans, and this is where Philly and New York are two different things. I only hear New York sports fans when your teams are good, right?
100%.
But Philly fans, they could be the worst, but they can still tell you every single person on the team, every
these
single
different
member of
angles
the
of
roster.
that. It's
Like
cool and different.
New York fans, you
Yeah.
say, "Who's your favorite Giant?" and they can't
Well, these
name you
angles every
6
time.
people on the
It's
team.
just cool and different.
I could, because here's the thing: like before truly going back into wrestling and music and everything else that I
Yeah.
kind of grew up with, like I was a fan of sports. Like I was a big.
But I think historically, New York fans don't really follow their teams like that.
No, like average. I'll be honest, average, and I feel like it's in every state too. Like maybe New York a little more because we're just fucking cocky, or we're just fucking.
I feel
we're
like
the
New
true-
York
we're the
throws
true king
money
of
at a sports
Jabroni-ville.
team, and if it works, awesome. Like I feel like I'm not trying to shit on the Yankees, but I feel like they never
you can
really
shit on
played
us.
salary cap. They never like they just threw money at a team and bought
100%.
championships. Where
And you
Philly
also-
kind of has that blue collar work for it, fucking fight from the bottom feel to it.
You also got to look at the roster. Like the roster itself has been full of people that have either found success in the Yankees roster or has already been developed and fully grown, put on a Yankees roster, and just continue to succeed all the way to their retirement. Like if you look at people like Randy Johnson, you look at people like Mike Mussina, Jabba Chamberlain, you look at people like Roger Clemens, you look at people like Robertson Cano, you look at people like Jeter and A-Rod and Mark Teixeira and all of those like big mid-2000s, 2010s going into the 2015s.
I never
like,
responded to those players
because
And plus,
a lot of them
came to the team
are
after for the check.
Right. And a lot of them are grown in a different state that many people don't experience a lot of this stuff. Mark Teixeira is from if I feel like I'm gonna get this wrong, but I know Alex was from Texas, was a Texan.
Yeah.
And he was good as a Texan. But when he became a Yankee, he became Alex Rodriguez. You know what I mean? Like when Robinson Cano was in that developmental, he was great as a great second baseman. But when he became a Yankee, he became the best second
Joey
baseman.
Conway is coming to the ring as a security guard right now on the right-hand side.
What?
Joey Conway.
Oh, yeah.
Joey Conway is a security. I'm sure there's more guys that you know there from that New York scene, but one of those guys is Joey the cause of it all, Joey Conway.
Holy
So I have
shit!
a quick
That's crazy.
Slightly.
Joey!
He is wearing a guitar pick necklace, and it says AJ on it. What's the is there a reason? Like,
I don't know.
I was just wondering.
I think it was
Who's wearing that?
to the right.
Becky.
Every time they're in a city and there's security guard bits, I always look to see if I know them if they're indie stars, because that's usually 9 times out of 10 who the indie people are.
Right.
God, I love
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley.
Fun fact too, I don't think Rhea Ripley.
Definitely not.
I don't think Rhea Ripley is legit hurt. I think the arm cast is a possible scapegoat. If she were to lose, it's because her arm was injured and Becky found a way to get her in the disarmor.
Right.
Is she gonna beat up Joey Conway? Oh no, she didn't beat up Joey.
Which
Conway.
one's
All right,
Joey
that's a-
Conway for the people?
He's the
who
bald
don't
one
know?
with the big beard.
with the long beard bald.
There you go. Copy that.
I feel like the guy holding Becky on the left is somebody I know too.
Look at Joey trying to get her. Come on, Joey! God damn it, get her!
Oh, Joey just died. Joey's dead.
Joey's dead. Joey's fucked.
He's trying, man. He's trying.
God damn it, Joey. I got
Honestly, though, here's something to think about too. When these talent get opportunities to do spots like this, they get tryouts. Joey Conway, I think, would be a great fit for a fucking NXT.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. I think like Washington Commanders are very, very on the thin ice with me when it comes to the bullshit they're doing. I'm fucking sick of trying to get behind a quarterback every 2 years and a head coach every 3 years. Like, I'll give them another year or two, but I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I can't fucking root for a team that can't even root for itself, and it's
That's
getting
why it was
frustrating.
so fun to watch Detroit last year.
Yeah, like
Detroit
I'm getting
sports
to a
right now
point.
is
Like,
so fun.
I think I'm officially saying it here as of April, and this is not an April Fool's joke. I'm still on the fence when it comes to hockey, but Philly's so quick. Like, as a Notre Dame fan my whole life, we did an 8-hour drive to our 9 or 12-hour drive to Indiana, and after being to Notre Dame and seeing it, I was like, I think I need a new team. That's too far of a fucking drive to support it. I like going and seeing my team and being there and being in the mix of it. And I kind of feel like I kind of miss out on that being a home field. Like, I don't feel at home when I'm in Notre Dame. I don't feel at home when I'm in DC. Like, I don't have that home feeling of being in your state and supporting your team. So I think as of today, I'm announcing that I am a Phillies fan and a Flyers fan going forward.
You're lying.
I'm out. I'm sorry, y'all. It was great knowing every
listen,
single one of
he's
you.
gonna be a Phillies fan
until the Phillies lose. Hold on. You gotta let me get this out. You gotta let me get this out. You gotta let me get this out. I have had a conversation before about if I see somebody on a Twitter, some kind of dating site, if I see Cowboys, I automatically swipe.
Yeah, we're not talking Cowboys.
Shut up. You're getting the no. The only thing that's worse than a Cowboys fan is a Phillies fan, because they're
Wrap it up.
win or lose, they just suck. Yo, I can't.
that's a pretty hot take.
I was Tony, we accept you, you can come be one of the Phillies boys.
That you have had made for you in that beautiful burgundy and gold color, and you're gonna for this shit. Come on,
I didn't change protein. I didn't change football teams.
You just said you did he or did he not just say the Eagles and the Phillies?
No, I said
ABJ
Phillies and
just got
Flyers.
spanked.
Phillies
and Flyers.
just got
Phillies and Flyers.
Phillies and
Flyers.
All right.
Easy.
All right.
Easy.
All right. I
Dude,
stand
you set her
corrected,
off,
but even
bro.
still, we're still
You
going with
set her
Philly
off.
teams of all of them.
I think orange and black is a cool color
I'll
scheme.
give you orange and black is good for the Flyers,
I
but
think-
like the
I think-
Flyers aren't even that great of it. Again,
You
it's
could-
just it's
you
their
could come be a
fan
Wings
base that I
fan.
have the biggest.
We have
issue
Patrick
with.
Kane.
Listen. Bryce Harper's a hunk, and I want to support him.
Papa Harper. Harper.
I don't know where.
Papa Harper.
I don't know what this.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either.
Way to go, brother! Anyway,
Way to go, brother.
Way to go, brother!
So, but here's the thing: like, I know more about the history of those two teams than I do the other. Like, I don't really know anything about those two teams. Like, I don't know. And if I'm gonna commit and become a baseball fan, I'm gonna, if I can go to Philly, if I can go to Reading and support the minor league team, or if I can go to Reading and support the Reading Rail or the Reading the Reading Rails, and then they go to the Flyers, like, or the Phantoms, like, I don't know. I think it's easier that way.
Can I ask you a question?
I will say this though, it's gonna be hard.
So hard.
It's gonna be hard to not be a Hershey Bears fan. I do like the Hershey Bears.
The answer is no.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
No.
Do you,
There you go.
do you like winning or do you like losing?
Only
coming
winners
from a
in
New
this
York
room.
fan?
Here's the thing.
Listen,
Coming
27
from a New
titles
York fan?
has a lot to say.
Whoa,
I'll say-
27
hold
wins
on. Let me
has
finish.
a lot to say.
I'll say this. I don't mind losing. Most of my teams have been losers
And you know
most
what,
of my
though,
existence.
ABJ? I respect that a lot fucking more.
I don't mind winning and losing. I don't think I'm jumping on winning bandwagon
When you're ready
teams.
to win, come over to New York. You know
But-
what I mean?
When you're ready to win.
When you're ready to win, come to New York. If you're ready to practice, I got a New York team you could practice on.
Oh boy.
You know,
there's
Those
zero
fucking
chance. Zero
Mets,
chance. But yeah,
all right?
Lily just said it's
Zero
not about
chance.
it's not about winning and losing. It's how hard you fight during the game.
Yeah,
And
that's
when
the
I
Mets
think
motto.
of
And
like
look what that's happened to them.
when
all
I
right?
think of fighters,
That's
I
the fucking Mets
think of
motto.
the city of Philadelphia, brother. I just think that they're a fighting city.
Brother,
We
I'll
have
give you
so
that.
the
Hey,
Phillies
brother.
talent right now for like veteran players and older players and rookies. There's not another team like it. The only issue the Phillies have is pitching. Like you have Bryce Harper, you have Trey Turner, you have Alex Stott, you have Alec Boehm, you have Stott, you have Marsh.
So all I'm saying,
batting
Austin,
lineup is so
December
good.
is the birthday. If you want to gift it early, maybe for baseball season. I do like those powder blue jerseys.
Good luck.
There you go.
If there's a powder blue jersey being bought, it's for me first.
Well, if you buy two, brother, I'll take a Harper. Oh, wait,
You
who's
know what? Buy
the long haired
three,
dude?
That's
brother.
Brandon
Buy
Marsh.
three.
I want him.
Yeah, wet Jesus.
I want him.
Wet
He's-
Jesus.
I don't know
Wet
his name,
Jesus.
but I want him.
Dude, he's a sick. He's
Marsh.
in the outfield.
He's
He looks like
lighting
a
it up
fucking
right now.
caveman. Yeah.
He's lighting it up.
Hey, brother, do you want to go to a Phillies game?
Yeah, of course.
It's a great
All right.
time. I don't recommend wearing a Mets jersey, but like that's just me.
I'm going in
The
a
best
Yankees
idea.
jersey.
I don't
I'm
recommend
going
that
in
even
a
more.
Thurman Munster
Dude,
jersey.
I cannot.
And
I'm
I
actually kind of excited
hope-
to go to a
I
Phillies.
hope someone
Now as
tries.
a new Phillies fan, I cannot wait to go and embrace that culture and
You
just
should
be
do-
like, "Fuck this guy."
There's
If
two
you go-
stadiums
if
I've
you
been
go to a
into for the
Phillies-
MLB.
If you go to a Phillies game, can you please do like the snarf thing and just wear a different jersey? And then you can be like, and now here's the debut,
No.
like here's the Philly thing. But I want to see you just get eaten up by
No.
everybody.
No, I've been getting eaten up by Phillies fans my whole life.
alright.
I'm over it.
So
I'll
I'm
be
going to tell
honest
you
with
right
you,
now.
there's
I'm going
two
to tell you right
stadiums.
now. I'm going to tell you right now that if we go to a Phillies game, it's actually way fucking cheaper to go to a Phillies game
Mm-hmm.
than a Yankee game.
Yep.
Facts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Your
Big facts.
your first base line, 2 rows.
Oh, look at Conway holding back mommy. What a lucky fuck.
Right? Oh, God.
Conway, you just got yourself a podcast interview, brother.
Yeah,
Brother.
Dude, I'll tell him.
Yeah.
I'll let him know. Be like, yo, listen.
How,
you wanna go on ABJ?
what does mommy's perfume smell like when you were like trying to hold her back?
Heaven. Absolute heaven.
Tim
Like
Tam.
mommy's always on top, you know? Like
I'm gonna.
That's the
Oh,
scent.
Mom is fighting her
Like,
now.
that's the
Mom is
scent.
the one who took Bruh.
so listen, ABJ, your tickets to go like 3rd row on the front on the baseline, right? For first base, 127 a pop. And
I
you
don't
would
need to be
say,
that close. You can put me up
no,
in
no,
the
no,
fucking.
no, no.
Really?
Listen.
Oscar's
We're gonna
double
listen.
mad.
If
We're
I
gonna
come
way
to
up front.
Philly,
That it's like
listen.
not
If I
touching
come
you,
to
but
fucking
touching you.
Philly, we're not gonna sit with those fucking jabronis that are half fucked up and
Jabroni.
sleeping.
They're my
that are
people
like,
up there.
Philly,
Yeah.
that wake up during the
Those dudes
30s.
are 30 beers deep because they didn't pay $126 on tickets.
Listen,
Yeah,
and they're
Those
shirtless.
dudes were born in Schuylkill County.
If I come to Philly, when I
Those
come
dudes
to
work
Philly-
for Gears Tea.
Yeah, they
Yo,
work for
tell
Philly.
him, Ty. Tell him how
Listen,
it is.
when I come to Philly, we're gonna get the best seats in the house, and I'm wearing my Thurman Munster jersey, and we're gonna fucking cause a goddamn riot.
Real
All
quick,
right.
real
Great
quick,
thing
real
about-
quick, real quick, brother. Yet Joshi fans are weird, horny ones. All right, there, Rhea Sims. Here's the difference.
No,
Rhea's-
no,
Hold on, I'll
there
be
is
right
no
back.
There is a
Here we
difference.
go.
There's a
Here
clear
we go.
difference.
Have a good
There's a
time.
huge difference.
Hold on, I'll be right
Rhea's
back.
character is 100% based on the idea is she wants you to sim for her.
And it works.
Oh yeah.
It works.
Mommy's on top.
I love it.
Call me mommy. That's her character. Her character is to not sexualize her, but to worship her.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think
just
that's fair.
right.
I think
I'm
that's
playing to
fair,
the
but
character.
say that like
I'm gonna be
Right.
honest with you. I don't follow many wrestlers.
probably
on
smells good?
Social
no,
media.
that's not what you said.
Hmm.
That isn't what you said. You
What'd
didn't
I say?
say, I wonder if she smells good. You said, what's it like? What does her perfume smell like when you're that close to be
Yeah,
like when you're
'cause-
holding her down and stuff?
No, holding her back from
but-
a fight. He's holding her back from a fight. I
You're
bet you
correct.
when you're holding her back, I bet you're gonna smell her perfume.
Are you sure she's wearing perfume?
Unless
Why
she
do you-
smells
why
like
do you assume
armpits.
She's wearing perfume.
Well,
Maybe she smells like a hardworking badass bitch.
and I would still find solace in that.
Sorry for cussing.
Sorry for cussing.
Oh, I'm not fucking sorry for cussing.
Real quick. All right, let's go back to this question. Hunter gets a little nutty if you don't answer his questions. We got to get it in there. What are your thoughts on Caleb Williams' mental strength? I don't. If he ends up in Washington, who cares?
If he ends up in Washington, I will be very upset. I want the quarterback from LSU.
Yeah. What is your thoughts on Caleb Williams' pink fingernails and cell phone? I'm at the thing here.
Show your nails,
bro. Let's go, boy.
Talk about him.
Your boy's painting his fingernails now. I'm trying it out. I've always listen.
And tomorrow we start on guy liner.
Not that close yet.
All right, hold on.
Worth a shot.
Listen, man.
What's going on? Are you trying to get more t-shirts or what?
I mean?
What's that?
Let me know if it works out for you. Because if it works out for you, then you know.
I'm gonna say this. I interviewed Dante, and Dante inspired me to be yourself unapologetically.
Listen, Dante's interview absolutely did exactly that, and he can rock it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
First off, brother, I don't have a wife to trade, brother. That ship has sailed. Tuesday.
You know,
I'm going to say this though. If you were referring to me, I would be offended if he didn't.
Yes.
Trade?
Well, there's a few people out here who think me and Lily are married. We are not. We are in a relationship, friendship. Like we're not your traditional.
We're in a relationship.
We hang out.
It's not very.
You know, we hang out on Mondays.
It's frowned upon by a lot of people in the type of relationship.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily.
We enjoy the time that we have together when we're together, but when we're not, we are not locked to the confines of.
Don't have to go into.
Of like, if she's out and she wants to go on another date or go hang out or do whatever she wants to, she's more than welcome to. I don't control or own her as a person.
Listen, brother.
Likewise to me, ladies.
Listen, brother. We like when we hang out, but guess what, brother?
Has that feeling.
Just let you know, ladies, if you see me, give me a smooch.
Listen, brother.
I don't know about that.
If we hang out together, it's absolutely great. But when we're not, it's even better. Like, yeah.
We're not. I'm not a traditionalist in that aspect. We're not locking into. We've both been through the idea of marriage and long-term relationships, and we enjoy the time.
Worked out for either.
We enjoy the time when we're together. But I think the biggest thing that me and Lily focus on is our friendship first. I think we're really good friends
more than anything,
and support of one another. Yes. Yeah. Whether we stop touching fronts at some point, the friendship and the support for one another will always be there.
Amen.
There it is. That's out there. Clip it, brother.
There's no backs. There's fronts.
No, I mean.
I would.
Well, I get my back side touched.
That's enough of that, brother. I'll be back.
Oh, that's where it goes too far.
All right, we're gonna be done with that conversation now.
I'm gonna go pee.
There goes monetization.
There goes monetization and sponsorship, brother.
That's the building. There's 135 IT log. I'm a little hard to pay.
The only thing I'm here for, if y'all can give me the stand for 5 minutes, not even 5 seconds. I'm here for fashion. Here's what we got. I'm gonna go real quick.
Let's go.
Rock, wearing the cowhide vest, black pants, sunglasses, silver chain, skull, belt buckle. Come on, bro. You could do better than that. I'm aware that it's something that he used to wear. I'm not a fan of it.
Brother.
Choice. I'm not saying
it's a choice.
Roman with the family above. Come on, like you come out in the same thing every week. Let's
it's lame ass shit, brother.
Switch it up.
Oh, that's
the bronze snake skin, like we said, the snake skin, the Versace. He was wearing Versace all over. I thought that was pretty cool. Kofi and Xavier Woods with the with their same old. I really wish that they would get some tag team outfits. They've been wearing. They just don't. It doesn't seem like a team to me, and it kind of hurts. Again, DIY with the blue and yellow fits. All right, whatever. The Judgment Day. As always, kick ass. Like I said, the one thing that I really caught on to though was Dom wearing the cowboy boots or the cowhide boots, and I'm wondering what that means for him in The Rock because nobody else was wearing the cowhide. The last time he wore the cowhide boots, he had the cowhide outfit, the pants, everything, and Rhea was also wearing cowhide. No one else was this time. Maxine Dupree currently is winning fashion. Candice LeRae is currently losing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, that was.
Why did you not?
Thank you so much for that fashion statement, brother.
Oh, and Andrade El Idolo. You guys were very deep in conversation. I don't know if anyone noticed. He was wearing the full red suit but he had a lucha mask, and I couldn't tell if it was someone specifically. The mask that he was wearing, he had it as a pendant on his necklace. I was going to ask, but it was like very quick, and I didn't have the time to
Also,
ask anyone if they
real
noticed.
quick plug. While this match is coming back after commercial, we did start another game series besides the MLB The Show coming up. Assassin's Creed, I did 1 or 2 streams of. The game is beat, uninstalled. We moved on. I just got it done. The next game that we're kind of playing, we will possibly do another stream tonight. We're not staying up super late though, because I have to get my sleep schedule somewhat figured out. Because
are we doing one tonight?
yes, we're gonna do one tonight. Post Raw stream, probably starting around 11 o'clock. I know some people have work; you won't be able to hang out, but myself and Lily will be doing part 2 of The Quarry. I'm gonna be honest.
Nice.
This game's a lot of fun, and it's a really fun stream game.
Yeah,
I don't do very well with jump scares. I got twice in this game.
You shit your pants, brother.
No,
it was pretty bad, brother.
And then also you can come and see myself and the Opinion City Boys Wednesday and Thursday at Attic Brewing Company. The Opinion City guys will be doing the pre-show and post-show, and I will be there in support, as well as hopefully getting some content when it comes to 5 questions with ABJ. Your boy's shooting his shot. I am going to try my absolute hardest to get my 5 questions with ABJ with Ultramanus Black. I'm putting it out in the universe.
It's happening. I'm gonna try. You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get that interview. If you don't know who Ultramanus Black is, educate your goddamn self and then get yourself together. And then
so wait a second. So really quick, can you show me some of those? Because I have no idea.
Wait a second, bro.
Come on,
you
man.
guys are Philly is only a 2.5-hour drive.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah, man.
That's why we're trying to get you to come, bro.
Come on, bro.
I'm only off Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's only an hour and a half for me.
I'm off Wednesday, Thursday. So like Wednesday.
Well,
seems
guess
like
what?
the
You're a
day.
fucking cool kid, and I'm not. You know what I mean? So
if you want to come to Attic Brewing Wednesday night to Thursday night, I will say this.
Take it easy.
You better come.
You don't
with some
know
good
if
fashion.
I'm a cool kid.
Thursday will be a
I
little
know
harder
you're a cool kid.
with
I
just look at
disagree.
you. That's a cool kid right there.
Thursday will be back-to-back shows. We'll be doing the opinion. We'll be doing the show for Labor of Love,
What are
and
you
then
guys
immediately
doing
after will
Tuesday?
be a birthday show that'll happen immediately after. Tuesday will be also just one show, but there's 2 shows on Thursday, 1 show on Wednesday. Tuesday, I'm not doing anything. I was invited to go to WrestleCon. Unfortunately, I don't have the funds to go or get a way to get there. Which sucks because I'm going to be honest with you. Tantalizing Tony invited me to come to WrestleCon, and I would have got in on his list of a guest. And he is paying for Alicia Fox to be there, Victoria Crawford, and I would have been able to get a 5 questions with her. But unfortunately, it's just right now funds are really, really low, and transportation is very hard to get there. So hopefully that opportunity comes later on down the road. It will not happen for me this weekend, but huge thank you for Tony for even offering that. That dude is down there grinding his ass away. He's actually in Brooklyn right now at Raw, putting over his content and the things he's working for this Mania. He's very, very excited for it. So huge props to Tantalizing Tony. Follow him all Mania weekend. He'll be showing a lot of cool stuff off. He's doing a lot of the WWE side of things. So if maybe you're not into the indie side and you only care about WWE, Tantalizing Tony's going to all the WWE inspired events. He's going to like all that. So man, go check that out. And then Saturday for night 1 of Mania, or day 1 of Mania, myself, the Opinion City team, Lily, Adam, everyone's going to be there. We're going to be at Suplex Vintage Wrestling on 628 South Street, and I will be doing commentary for that show. So I hit my goals of doing commentary for Mania weekend, which is super, super cool for me. That's all I got for plugs. This match just ended. The Kabuki Warriors, our Damage Control won.
Update: Tegan Knox is winning fashion at this point.
She's got great gear.
Her hair
is freaking amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We do have to schedule in at some point an MLB stream for us too.
Hey,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. How about this? We'll skip. Are you up tonight?
No, I am supposed to be up at like 5:30.
All right, we're back on for quarter.
I'm up.
Are you up?
Listen, I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. I actually just sent Lily a thing on Discord.
Yeah, I keep getting asked to give out your government
because
your
I want to
details.
see how far away you are from where I am.
Yeah.
Because if you're not as far as I think you are, you might get a Long Island surprise your way tomorrow. You know what I mean? So
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, he said.
Listen, it all depends. I got Google Maps up.
Here you go.
I'm waiting.
Just
I'm
sent
waiting
it to
for
you.
the message.
Oh, it's west or east?
What?
The street.
Oh, west. West
I
side.
forgot. There's,
All right, so we're
there's
gonna
supposed to be
send
a
that
W
again?
before that. You want me to
What?
send it again? I'll send it again.
Send it again.
I'll send it
por favor.
again correctly.
Yes,
I'll come correct or not come at all.
because
I get it.
if
Hey, as long as you're coming, huh?
You're right.
Hormone monster. Yeah.
listen,
My hormone monster is very similar to Randy Savage. You know,
A
Listen.
little bit, yeah. That's
You're
what I
not
was getting. I
wrong.
definitely didn't get horny monster. I definitely got Randy.
You gotta.
Savage.
That's so
you
good.
gotta
Gave
jerk
me
off
like
the
a really
thin
dirty
toilet
Randy
paper.
Savage.
At least your hormone monster is not Coach Steve's.
Right.
I just told you. Listen, if you're
Has
not,
anyone
if
seen
you're
my
not,
penis? Oh, there it is.
listen, I have a spare
Hormone
controller.
fairy.
I tell you now, ABJ, I have a spare controller. If you're not as far as I think you are,
Try it there. I just sent it to you again.
Oh,
get ready
Devin.
get ready for a
Devin,
New
the
York
tribal chief, get your
surprise.
ones up.
Devin says, "How's the stream going?" It's a fucking mess. Everyone's in
It's
here.
a
We're
mess.
just—it's just an orgy of words spitting out
Oh,
everybody.
it's just-
It's a blast. I love it.
It's amazing.
We're excited. It's Mania weekend. We're getting everybody involved. Also, if you are hanging out,
God damn. God damn.
Yeah,
Damn
too far
guy.
for you.
Okay then. All right.
like a
Yeah.
4-hour drive, I bet.
Probably, yeah.
Make sure-
We didn't say we were.
What are you
close
in
to Philly.
Indiana?
Make sure you guys head over to on twitch.tv/CaptainButters32. That's my little brother's stream. Like I said, he does a lot of MLB streams and a lot of video game streams. He works really hard at it. Give him some love.
Appreciate that. Definitely a lot of streams coming up with ABJ here soon.
By the
Yeah,
way,
so I'm going to be doing some
Captain
streams
Butters, I
with
hit you with a
with
follow on
Parm,
Twitch.
where we're going to be
I
playing
appreciate you.
WWE 2K.
I got you.
We're going to be doing MLB streams, and then we're going to be doing a 3-person stream with myself, Parm, and Dylan, and we're going to be playing Dead Island 2 coming
I'm
up.
so
soon.
excited. I'm so excited.
good.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
I might
brother.
have
This
to.
is gonna be the
I might have to pick up.
best.
I might have to pick up 2K.
What
Listen.
is your favorite new metal band, ABJ? If you like new metal, mine's was Seven Dust, POD, and Nonpoint. What is
Wow.
what?
Throwing Slipknot,
What
Korn.
band names?
Butter, are you playing
is
on
the
PC,
best.
Xbox, or PlayStation?
I'm an Xbox
Period.
kid.
Okay, so listen,
But
Butter,
Deftones.
you're gonna have to DM
Very
me
manimal.
your
Sure.
Xbox name on Discord so I can add you. And if you decide to play NBA 2K,
I refuse. If I
Alright,
get 2K,
I
it's gonna be
refuse.
WWE.
done
I
talking.
refuse.
I
we're done
fell
talking,
into
and guess what? I unfollowed.
I fell into the NBA 2K
disrespect.
trap once, and my life disappeared for 3 years. I'm good.
Listen,
good.
I'm waiting to get your life gone for at least 7. All right, we're trying to up the ante on that one.
Does that mean you're doing
absolutely.
MLB tonight then?
I think
I
so.
want to just get into MLB this year.
Do you want to play?
Honestly.
You want to play a couple games of MLB against each other tonight?
Austin?
No,
Me?
me and Dylan.
Oh.
Should we?
Oh,
should we-
okay.
You want to
No?
stream it?
Austin's going to. He has work
He's like,
tomorrow.
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to bed here
my
soon.
bad. My bad.
You
Yeah,
wanna
we're gonna stream it.
Good
We're
job.
gonna
You want to
stream
stream it? Because
Well, I'm gonna stream it on my end. I'm gonna stream it on my end. If you stream it on your end, you can do that too.
I'm just gonna do commentary.
Right.
That's fine.
right.
So they can
But
look
now-
at
wait,
either
wait, wait,
stream.
wait,
Don't
hold on,
stream
hold on, hold
snipe me,
on.
you son of a bitch. They'll be looking at my pitches.
I'm gonna be
I like
looking at
looking at your
everything.
pitches.
All right. No. If that's the case, I'm totally down. Sounds like a great idea. My question is, how are we gonna do it on Discord?
We're not. I'm gonna stream,
he's gonna
on,
stream
YouTube.
That's not the question. The question is how are we gonna be able to talk to each other?
Through your
Through
headset.
Disc. I'm gonna go
On
to
the-
the game chat, and if people want to, we're gonna talk to each other via Discord, and then everybody else can they can listen through Discord if they want, but they're gonna have to watch through YouTube.
Right, but how are we gonna be able to be on YouTube while we're talking through Discord? Is there a way to have our Discord? If me and you had a
He's
private
asking,
chat,
like, are you saying like the
Oh,
microphone?
yeah, the mics. We'd have to do game chat or something. We'd have to go through game chat to have both of our voices.
You can
in
go
there.
through the Xbox and include
what
the
I was-
audio from your
yeah.
party.
Yeah, but I don't know if it includes through the HD60. We'll test it out. It'll be the first test of the stream. If they can't hear you, that sucks. We'll figure it out. But
I'll just fill in your
So,
commentary. I'll pretend I'm Dylan.
So real quick, I didn't
What
know.
the fuck? Coming out.
I didn't know what
Mania.
qualified as new metal,
hope
and
so.
then I searched it.
Interrupting during
There
like,
is-
I'm thinking
There is a mystery
Hold on,
segment
hold on,
of
the
it.
LA Night.
If that's the
versus,
case, then ABJ, that's fine because I'm gonna play on. I'm gonna
Styles.
play on the
AJ
Words.
Styles.
on
Thank you.
the thing here.
Right.
Thank you for being in my brain.
All right, so
That's
new
what
metal,
Brandon
new
said.
metal bands. Here, I googled new metal bands, and here's
Metal
some of my
sucks.
favorites that I looked up. Korn. I did like Korn back in the day. Limp Bizkit,
Yeah.
Slipknot, Linkin Park, Mudvayne, Disturbed-ish. I don't know. I wasn't ish. System of a Down. I don't care. Fucking Papa Roach. I don't care. POD.
Parma.
Fucking Drowning Pool.
Yo.
Rage Against the Machine.
You skipped over
Um,
Chevelle?
Yeah, I skipped over Chevelle.
Oh my
Man, Chevelle has like
man.
3 songs.
Wait.
that are just, like,
No,
Let me
good.
ask everybody a question.
Listen, I'm
Well, let me
gonna
run
say
through this
something.
quick. Let me run through this
Go
quick.
ahead. I have
Godsmack,
a question. Trash.
Breaking Ben. They're a local band to us. They're from our area. Incubus, Metallica, which is weird that they're considered new metal. It's
Metallica is
They
not
had
new
it.
metal.
it's according to this Google search, they're new metal.
That
was
Google
thinking
search
Kane
is
Hill
fucking
over.
weird. Because I wouldn't
I
consider Incubus
Mice
new
and
metal.
Men?
I would consider Incubus as like maybe
Dad rock.
first
Alternative.
full album to be maybe a little bit heavier, but it's like more funk and groove inspired.
Damage Control is going to die at WrestleMania.
I want to
unfortunately.
know. I want to know two
Yeah, they're
things.
getting slaughtered.
Absolutely get destroyed.
Anybody
Yeah.
listen of Mice and Men?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a huge.
Yes, I've
I'm
heard
a
of them.
huge
Yes,
post-war
yes, yes.
like early like 2000s.
Do you know who of my
Love
son
it.
is?
Nope.
Oh,
Dan, you don't know who my
I
You're
never-
gonna say a
I
band.
never
You're gonna
listened
say a
to
band, and you're
Listen.
gonna become one of my favorite people in the
I'm gonna
world.
ball.
Go ahead and
Dance
say
Gavin
Dance
Sleep
Gavin Dance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
exactly
see
what
that
I'm
He's
hat?
wearing a
saying.
Dance Gavin Dance
Dance
hat.
Gavin
Very
Dance
different hat,
is
bro.
by far one of my fucking favorite goddamn bands of
Now here's
all
my
time.
question.
Y'all
Here's
should
my
kiss
question.
about
They're
it.
so good.
Do you like it with
Make
Tillian,
out.
Kurt Travis, or
Tell us how you really feel.
Okay,
because with Johnny Craig, I
if
like
I
him
say
more
how
in
I really
Emerosa.
feel, ABJ will never get sponsored.
Yo,
All right,
and
so,
there's Kai in the chat.
Monetization
Ew,
over.
Fuck
Over,
Gavin
canceled.
Dance Gavin
Done.
Dance, he says.
Kill
I
It's
can
cool.
understand why people don't like Dance Gavin Dance because of the people and the mistakes and the people's
Yep.
decisions in
Yes.
the band. However, I
Let the
think
art be the art.
well, yeah, of course, but I think Dance
to an
Gavin
extent.
Dance to me isn't the
extent.
singers in the band; it's fucking Willie Swan.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Okay,
like,
yes.
if anybody
So-
likes Dance Gavin Dance, it's for the music, because
Right.
yeah, the music is
So
what
on
got me first,
on
not
that
the lyrics.
All right.
However,
so
Johnny
I-
Craig's vocals what got me in,
Johnny Craig's vocals
So-
is fantastic.
but he was
Johnny
also a
Craig's
scumbag as
vocals
well.
Yes.
It's fantastic. I got into Dance Gavin Dance
True.
2011 with Downtown Battle Mountain, which I had to look up the thing because Blue Dream was the song that someone played for me, and I was like, okay, okay. So let me just state this: I'm a huge hip hop
We
head.
still
I mean,
trying
like
so
a
hard to
huge
fucking-
fucking hip hop head.
Just
Okay,
take it
and it's
off.
not because I'm from New York, from Queens, and
It's
shit
so
like that.
disingenuous.
I
People
just
don't
always
watch
have
it.
resonated with poetry and rap poetry as my like outlet. Now
Oh,
I did
here we're
listen
gonna
to
go.
I listened to Nickelback and My Chemical Romance and Avril Lavigne and the Ramones and a whole bunch of other great bands, you know, the Who, the Beatles, etc., etc. But when
not know that
I
about
started to
Swan.
like listening to
I
music,
knew
I
everything
was
about
like,
Tillian
hip hop is my
and
thing.
Johnny Craig.
Someone
Utopia.
played me, a good friend of mine played me Blue Dreams from
Milli
Dance Gavin
Vanilli.
Dance. And I said, oh, what is this? And they were like, oh, you don't know about this band? I was like, no, I'm not a fucking band. I'm like, I don't listen to band music. Like, I didn't even like Linkin Park and Jay-Z collaborating. I was like, this is fucking weird.
Wow.
I didn't
Criminal
because
Do it.
because of the fact that I just wasn't I wasn't into that genre of
me. What are you
doing?
music during the time. Like I really was just a fan.
Breaking
Great
things.
fucking album. I just wasn't a fan of that genre of music. I really loved hip hop. A huge hip hop head. Like I went back to when it was like, you know, fucking Queensbridge
I love
and,
this
and
camera
they
shot.
had
Yeah.
the DJs and what b-boys really were. Like I really studied the hip hop music of like the growth and the evolution of it all. So
Yeah, but have
as
you
I got
watched the movie
older,
Brown Sugar?
yes.
So here's what
Yes.
my take on just going back a little bit on whether we like a person or not, or a band or not. Breaking Ben was one of the bands that Tony said. Breaking Ben was the opener for Evanescence way back in 2003. That was the first band I've ever seen live was Breaking Ben.
I've seen Breaking Ben in a dive bar.
That's crazy. I have listened to them. I've been to so many of their things now. I actually dated someone whose uncle is now the bass guitarist of Breaking
Papa
Ben.
Ray,
But upon meeting those people,
yeah.
two of them complete dickheads, and I will say that. I did say that to their face, and I will say it to their face every time I see them.
Ben is
Freaking
notoriously an asshole.
assholes.
Yeah.
But
Now,
but
go
that
ahead.
doesn't mean that it
I have a
stops me
great
from
story to
listening
tell
to
you.
music that did help me and mold me to who I am today. I can't stand him. I will never support him as a person, but the art that he makes that is able to resonate with me, I'm going to keep that as the song and the art itself.
Now,
Right,
Dance,
right.
You know what I
Dance
mean?
Gavin Dance did that for me. Now, I'll be honest. When I started listening to Dance Gavin Dance Downtown, the only song I really cared about from that album was Blue Dream, because I thought it was such a really awesome way of adding that like scream to the beautiful acoustic like of the guitar and the vocals, and that mixture and way that the lead vocalist and the backup vocalist kind of switched perfectly. It was really a beautiful sync, honestly, between the two. And I was like, cool. But when I started going deeper into it, yes, I went back to the 2006 EP and everything. Yes, I'm an actual fucking fan here. Okay. Tree City was cool. I like Tree City Sessions 1 instead of 2 more.
I will say this: when I got to see Dance Gavin Dance live in Texas,
yeah,
I had a very cool opportunity because of another band they were touring with, Veil of Maya, to meet Dance Gavin Dance, and the two most genuine people I've met. And when I saw them again in California, they remembered who I was at the show. Was Will
sick.
Swan and John Mess.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
John Mess, when we were talking, I was like, I wish you would do more things with Secret Band, because I just want your vocals on music. And he immediately just lit up.
Is there a band you ever seen when you went to go see another band, like an opening act, that you like became a big fan of and supported their music?
Hollywood Undead.
3 days.
Hail the Sun with Dance Gavin Dance.
That wasn't the right answer for you though, but go ahead. Anybody else?
Yeah, I went and saw Dope and Static X when Static X was doing like an anniversary show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and there was an opening band called Raven Black. Look them up. Fucking amazing. Really good.
So the correct answer that Austin wanted to say was a band.
64.
68.
68. That's what
68.
it is.
Yeah.
It's
a guitarist and a drummer. That's it. It's a two piece.
And the drummer's a psychopath.
I also
That's like Death from Above 1979. It's a bass player and a drummer.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. There's also Lightning Bolt. If anybody's into noise music, check them out. They're kind of crazy.
I'm down to listen.
I hate to do this. I do have to call it because I do have to be up at 5.
Yeah.
But
no, I appreciate you hanging out long as you did.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I need to see Vessel.
I showed him like 3 times.
I'm in the same boat.
I'll tell you now though.
Do you know?
As
You don't
Captain
even know why he
Butters.
named him Vessel. Do you know why he named him Vessel?
Because after a mediocre band.
What band? What band?
Whatever they're called.
Exactly. You don't even know.
Because they're so mediocre.
He's named
I
after-
forgot their-
he's named
I'm
after
going to say
Vessel as
this right
Sleep
now
Token.
with Dance Gavin Dance. They have 2 classic albums, in my opinion.
And Self-Title is one of them. Self-Title is one of them.
No, it's not. It's
Oh my God,
gratification.
Limmering Tie?
It's instant gratification and artificial selection.
But my cat is currently sleeping in the room with my wife.
Okay.
I'm a
That's
huge
fair.
music
That's
fan too. I'm a big Sleep Token fan. I think what the band does is absolutely beautiful. And I like the fact that they do their music heavy, but it has this opera-esque pop thing to it.
Okay.
And I fell
like
in love
that.
with that
Cool.
band, and it completely like helped me through like a really tough time of like being in the military and being located separately from my wife
for your
for a
service.
year. Thank you.
No, listen,
Thank you
my
for saying that.
my grandfather was in the service. My grandmother was a nurse in the war. That's how they actually met and everything.
Same
So
with me and my wife.
thank you for your service. I respect all the military fucking.
So I fell in love with
a
Sleep
true
Token
fucking
because
person
of that.
that's willing to do that shit is wild. So thank you for
when we picked up our cat from my mom's house. The second I saw him, he was just this like, you always hear the stereotypical thing of like black cats being bad luck and like demons. But when you're with my cat Vessel, he's so sweet and so loving and just wants to cuddle all the time. So I was like,
Give it time.
Hey, he'll bite you.
he's like, I mean, me and him have been playing a lot, so my hands are all like ripped apart from him. But like, he's an awesome cat. So I named him after Vessel from Sleep Token.
Nice.
But I do got to head out, Tony. I appreciate
Cap,
everything.
thank
I
you so
appreciate you
much.
having me on. All
Yeah,
the
you
shout
got.
outs.
We got to link up soon. You guys teach me some stuff and.
Oh, of course.
the
No,
show.
you're not gonna teach him nothing. You're gonna fucking teach him nothing.
Usually
Nobody
there's
teaches
a fee
that.
for hitting coach
Teach him
practice,
nothing.
but I'll give you the streamer discount of being it free. So I got
Well, no, it's not just that, but like the other stuff, like how with like the packs and how to level up.
Oh,
and like
100%.
No.
Like,
If
yeah.
you're gonna teach him, you're gonna teach me too. So that way I can beat his ass.
I got
All
you.
right.
I'll teach you guys how to play the market.
Fair is
Honestly,
fair, you know?
saying on MLB
Yes.
The Show real quick. My thing I love about it is you can play the Diamond Dynasty and like their Ultimate Team thing, and you could completely play it for free. Like I put no money in the game, and everybody on my team I'm hitting over 500 with online.
That's wild.
And you could 100% play the game for free. And I'll definitely teach you guys how to do that and help you guys out.
Afterburner is a bad album. Have a great night.
All right, night, guys. I appreciate you again, Tony. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah,
Guys.
Bro.
Later.
Bro.
Afterburner is a bad album. It's a bad album by Dance Gavin Dance.
All
It's
right,
a
we
bad
are
album.
at the main event
disagree.
of the night.
I'm about to get out of here as well. I'm giving my 2 cents because everybody got theirs. For me, it's Happiness and Mothership. Those are the two
Happiness
albums.
is a really good tape. Mothership's a really good tape. I really fuck with Instant Gratification though.
Oh, I don't think it's bad. I just
Didn't even let him.
And
Everyone was
Artificial,
like, these-
Artificial Selection has some really good bangers on there.
yeah, of course.
Right.
I'm saying that if you wanted my take, the 2 albums that solidified
But
me
Happiness
is
is good. I think
Happiness because I've been an OG Dance Gavin Dance fan since day one. I hate being like, oh, I'm the hipster fucking. I felt so cool when I first found them because I was like, nobody sounds like this. This is gonna be either something really huge or it's gonna fizzle out in a second. And only they sound like them. Stolas maybe a little bit, but nobody else really sounds like Dance Gavin Dance. And I love when there's a band that can completely sound like themselves.
Right.
And I think with every iteration, they've just gotten a different.
So I
level
looked
better and
them
better.
up, and they said if you like bands like Mars Volta, Coheed and Cambria,
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday, and Death Cab for Your Cutie, you'll like them.
Yeah,
And I'll
of
tell you
course.
this
And
now,
I
I'll
like
tell you-
all of those bands except for Death Cab. Kind of
Adam,
womp womp.
I'll
Oh
tell you this
my
now.
I
I respect your take. I respect your take a lot with Happiness because, in all honesty, I think Happiness from beginning to end is probably one of their better stories that they've told throughout a lot of their other albums.
See, now I don't know lyrical stories about it, so that's probably where my disconnect is because I don't pay attention to lyrics that deep all the time. I'm listening for music and the musicianship behind it. Like they have majority of their albums are online, fully instrumental, and I'll put them on while I'm doing work. And you know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah.
So
it's
also close to
acoustically, it's very
1100
good as well. It's a good mix. It's a really, really, really good mix.
But it sucks because there's two
Oh.
bands that I really like that sound like really good with the different vibes of music and genres. And both of them, one had to break up because of how much bad shit.
Right.
But like both of them have terrible humans in it and it sucks. So separating the human from the artist. But like Issues is another band that like I really
I heard
fucked
of
with. Listen to their first Listen to all
Look at
3
that
albums.
bump.
Their evolution was kind of weird, but I enjoyed all of it. However, the clean vocalist still has a whole bunch of bad shit all like that he
Yeah.
did. So you know,
Right.
yeah. But
But-
I'm out of here because I have to be up at 5 a.m. as well. Sean's gonna hop in the
Right.
chair, I think, and just
Yeah,
hang
we'll
out with
swap.
you guys. However, I am gonna mute us and close the camera for like a couple minutes just to show him a couple things because this is my setup and he needs to learn it. But
thank you for coming in, Adam.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you Wednesday.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see you in person, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, Wednesday night.
I'm
I
a
think
hugger,
we're
brother.
gonna
So
be-
you're getting a hug, brother. I'm a big
All
hugger.
right, so
Hug brother.
Hug brother, cool, gentle hug brother. This nerve bullshit, but hug brother.
No, I'm not a bear hugger.
No, my one buddy, I haven't seen him in a long time. He came over today and he went like this, and he was like, "Oh right," and like as he was about, like he's the guy who slaps your back every time. It's like 1, 2, 3, and I'm just like, usually I don't give a shit. I think it's hysterical, whatever. But like, I was like, and he was like, "Oh, right, the thing," and then you just gave me the warmest embrace.
When I was having
It's
really
okay,
bad
come
lower back
close.
sciatic issues, like to the point where almost for like a year and a half I couldn't feel my feet. I thought I was paralyzed.
See, I have
buddy,
sciatica
my
too.
buddy hugged me that hard, and I pissed my pants.
Oh,
damn! Wow.
Well,
I mean, I pissed my
that's
pants
not
because
gonna happen.
My sciatic was so bad I didn't know certain times if I had to pee or not. That's how disconnected I
hot.
was on my lower half for a while. Like that's how bad my sciatic was painful.
I mean, some people
hot.
pay for that, but that's about enough. That's as far as I'll go with that joke.
I have sciatica as well.
Ow! I don't know if we're all in the same time or if we're a little behind.
The
now, but-
table.
Yeah.
You're talking about the table.
that was
Yeah,
a nice
I'm a
table
little
spot.
ahead of that, but yeah,
We just
the
went to
table-
commercial.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah,
I'm
we're
just.
on
I'll be right
commercial.
back. I have to use the restroom. Give me a
All
second.
right.
But Adam,
But-
it was so nice seeing you, like always.
Like
Parm, I'll see you in a second.
Yeah, right.
Night, Adam.
All right. Good night, guys.
Oh, he's living too. All right, fucking about time we got real content.
There
creators
you
here.
go.
Damn right. Jeez, team content.
I've been
Oof.
here the whole time. What do you mean?
Are you making logos? What are you doing over there?
I'm still making money over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is
I was
that
just
right,
that's what
huh?
I was trying to show you. I'm making money over here.
Again?
No, but I mean, I made money
No.
once during the stream.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
I made money once a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember I made money.
Yeah.
Now I'm making money a little bit. I mean, not enough to sustain me, but I'm,
Something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, while we're throwing out numbers here.
real quick,
don't
Stu
do not-
Grayson,
do not sleep.
Dasha
Uh-oh.
Corrette, the Tate twins,
Yep, the whole
aka
list.
Dalton's Castle Boys, Anthony Henry, Jose the assistant,
Jose.
Parker Bordeaux, all have been released from
And-
AEW.
Wow.
Gravity's on that list as well. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, Freak's upset. But did you see
Yeah.
the shirts, Freak?
Freak, thank you
Look
so much.
at
Thank you so much for the support, Freak. We love you. All right, let's bring this jabron back.
I guess.
What do you mean, you guess? I'm the greatest from Long Island.
I said what I said. MJF is the greatest from Long Island.
I don't know about all that. I mean,
Wow.
if you,
Wow.
I don't know. Listen, I think I'm up.
He's better
Pardon
than
me?
you, and you know it.
Listen, he
Y'all
could
are-
be.
y'all
he
are
could
forgetting
try
about
it.
a little Long Island iced Z.
He listen that too.
Willow
But
Nightingale. We
listen,
got.
All right,
I mean,
I'll
isn't
accept the
Moxley
Willow
from
and
No.
Chris
Oh, I'm
Statlander
sorry.
and Mick
Chris
Foley
Statlander. There you go.
and Matt Cardona, Jerry Seinfeld, Billy Joel. I'll accept some of them, but MJF, listen, he knows I'm.
You're
better than
wearing
him.
his shit. How you gonna
I
be?
know, and I'm wearing the if you're either from Long Island or you're a poor T-shirt. But
And-
guess what?
But wait,
With him-
how's that scarf too?
With that,
Where's-
with them hanging out on my fucking right shoulder, I'm better than you, MJF, and you fucking know it, baby.
Whoa.
You know it,
Throwing some
baby.
shade. Wow.
Throw some shade. It's getting sunny up in here.
Wow.
It's getting sunny up in here, brother. But are we really doing MLB tonight?
If you want to.
I'm down. But I don't want to like fuck up your quarry stream thing. If you
We
were
didn't
planning
have
to
one
do
planned.
that,
Yeah,
We didn't have
we
it
were
planned.
just gonna do it to do it. It's not like it was planned or anything.
oh, okay. Well, then if this,
It's more or less going to be on a when we feel like it basis. It's not like a scheduled, you know?
then
DM me a photo of you or your logo.
We made that logo.
I know, but I don't have it anymore. I made it and gave it to him.
You don't have any of the logos that you made me?
No, I sent them over to you.
We'll look through his
Yeah, look through the thing that we have together shared.
That's too far. Just send me a photo of you and that logo.
Well, I don't have any good photos of me.
All right. Well, we don't want a photo. We don't have to use a photo. Yeah.
Well, then send a bad photo over.
just the logo then.
Take a photo of me now. Yeah.
So here's a question. Fishnets. Right? Would you consider fishnets snakeskin?
Do I consider fishnets what?
Snakeskin. So we were talking about how Seth Rollins has been wearing a lot of snakeskin lately. His pants,
You wear darker clothes.
his pants are I'm sorry. I was talking about how Seth Rollins has been wearing a lot of snakeskin. He is wearing the black and gold pants, but the front half from his knees down have a fishnet type design on them. Maybe scales. I don't know if we'd really call that snakeskin though, but I feel like it's kind of going with the theme.
I wouldn't call it snakeskin.
I don't think so.
That's fair.
I mean,
That's
it's
why I asked questions.
Yeah.
I did write it down as fishnet motif.
Yeah.
I could see it, but I wouldn't consider it.
I think the thing I'm most sad about is I haven't seen him in a big armed coat with like a big train. Like, where's the high fashion? He's giving the fashion.
Because WrestleMania
still looks
this
good. I
weekend.
mean, he still got fashion sense. Don't get me wrong, but like, if he don't come out at least day 2, I want to see him in an emerald. Like, I want to see him in either crushed velvet or like something very regal, like king, like, you know what I mean? I want the big cap sleeves. I want a train that's like at least 10 foot long. I think that's my expectations. That's what I'm hoping for from Seth for Mania fashion.
That's fair.
Yeah, I imagine it's got to be something, ridiculously insane. It can't just be.
But I
you know, 'cause
also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I feel like he'll be very muted for the tag match. Like, I don't think he'll be like anything.
I agree.
Over the top, outrageous.
I
like
agree.
That. So
And here's what I'm going to say is I don't think he's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to have to go back in my notes, but I think the last time he wore something that was big and flamboyant, was it The Rock or Roman? It was The Rock, right? That said he looked like a cross-dresser. He hasn't worn anything.
Yeah, because he was talking about him wearing his wife's wardrobe.
Clothes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he called him a walking clown emoji.
Right.
Which they
right.
missed an opportunity for a T-shirt there because I'd have bought one.
But I'm wondering if this is kind of just like psychological warfare to some extent. Like, oh yeah, you really got me. I'm gonna. Oh, someone's coming out.
Yeah, it's
Just kidding.
Bloodlines rules.
Kind of like, yeah, I'm wondering if it's more psychological warfare on like, yeah, you defeated me, you got me, you hurt my feelings or whatever, so I'm gonna back off and then just come back like boom.
If there was a way that WrestleMania could somehow be the end of Yeet forever, I would.
I'm Team Yeet.
Call it the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
I listened to Tony's take, and I don't think that it's a bad take. I just don't want it to be. I just don't want it to be like that. I want it to have a different outcome. I want Yeet.
I think by the
Team Yeet.
I think by the time he learns his setup, the Raw will be over.
Very
Who, me?
No, Parm.
Parm.
No.
Ooh, into the Jumbotron.
Let's see here. Oh, no, that's not him.
He said, "Yo, look at." So they're beeping him out, but the closed captioning is still telling me what he said.
Nice.
That's not what he said.
The Rock is dressed like a Mississippi pimp. That's funny.
Yo, like that.
Oh, Seth's got like a road rash rug burn on his cheek.
Yeah.
Insert Cody's music.
He's still cursing at him.
I'm glad they put a bandage on where Rock smeared the blood packet.
This is
and
where
they put
this
a
is
little
where
bit
the
more
this
blood
is
under it too. Just
this
to
is where they get the leg up on the competition going into like Mania. So it looks like they have the advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that was
because
good.
they've been getting smoked generally, so now it's time to let them get a little bit. And
Yeah, but that cow vest is like an old school Rock gear like that. Like there's
Oh, it
action
absolutely
figures
is.
with that vest.
yeah. As soon as he came out, my wife texted me. She's like, what is up with that cow vest?" I'm like, "It's from the 90s."
So does Roman come out and save him, or does Roman let all of his boys get beat up again? That's like Roman's MO. If Roman's not already out there, he doesn't come out to make the save because Roman does. Like Roman's not going to come out to get his ass kicked.
But this was bloodline rules.
Oh, never mind.
This whole match was a bloodline rules match. So
Yeah, but I'm saying, but in the past, Roman has let his team down by not coming out to save them.
you. Okay.
Oh, Roman tripped over the. Could you imagine if Roman fucking blew his ACL out on something? dumb
Oh,
shit?
on something dumb.
I'd fucking die. I'd fucking
all
die.
these chairs
laughing.
that
Listen,
Seth just got thrown
one of-
into because he left them there.
If Cody or Roman goes down night one, then what happens?
Oh, they're chanting CM Punk. You're not getting Punk.
No.
People are thinking that what he's been saying during the interviews and stuff, that his arm is better than it was.
Ooh.
Cody's got green on the bottom of his shoes. That means he's an Eagles fan.
There it is. Confirmed.
Yep.
Mm.
They waited till
Or
tonight to
wait.
confirm it.
Aren't they in Boston?
No, Brooklyn.
They're
Oh,
right
I'm
in my
sorry, you're right,
fucking
you're right, you're right. My bad.
backyard. They're
Did you
in
see what
my
I? Did you see what I sent you
backyard.
for the thumbnail?
What?
See what I sent you for the thumbnail?
Is it on Discord?
Yeah, I sent you a Discord messenger.
Okay, hold on. I'll check it now. I bet you it looks sexy.
The Rock went to Chick-fil-A. I like that.
I did.
That's a
I
good one,
did send.
Steven.
I did send Parm a message saying that Raw's almost over.
I love that. I love that. That's
I
really
hope he
cool.
does show up like right as the credits are the little.
See, now I
credits
gotta-
are-
We'll see
hold
you guys
on, hold
later.
on.
Parm, what do you want to plug?
Hold on a second. Let's see if I have a
Counterfeit
picture on my phone of me. I probably don't, but
I was wondering what he. Oh, that's the mama. Oh,
No, that's an American Nightmare we built.
yeah. I saw blue before, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Dude, Seth's eyes like low key fucked up. Like it's starting to
Mhm.
swell on him.
It was already bruised.
Oh, he threw it. Oh boy.
Giving him a spanking.
Cody's really into getting whipped. I think he has a kink.
Stop it.
He did it in AEW. He let himself get lashed like
Look,
100 times. Cody has a whipping clip.
there you go.
kink.
Thank you, C. Henry. That's what I was thinking of. The Jets. But
No, nobody admits they're a Jets fan.
no, I was just thinking the green. Like, I knew there was a New York team, but for some reason I went with Boston.
What happened to Jimmy and Jay? Like, did they fight to the back?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Then Rock came out.
Yeah, Rock blasted Jay.
That was an easy rip, huh?
He's getting fucking ready for this
Dude,
one.
Roman and The Rock, like the more you, if as a smart wrestling fan, you still think of how much they're getting up over them, that Roman's retaining.
I don't see it. I don't see how you, because
you don't let your story build and build and build and build and build, and they're just clearly dominant, and they're just kicking their ass every single week and leaving them laying every single week, and then when it comes to the payoff, they win. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
So what promo did I miss?
I think they're gonna win the tag match to make it Bloodline rules so that they can have an out.
But that the question is who is all the people involved to even the odds? You know what I'm saying? And if it is your Stone Colds and your Cenas and your Jimmys and your Kevins and your like Drew's your X factor, because Drew was fucked by them. So does Drew Drew feel some type of way? You know what I mean?
I mean, it practically could be anybody, because in how long this Bloodline storyline has been going on, everybody has been, like
they've all been screwed over by the Bloodline.
There was some animosity there for a time with the Judgment Day and the Bloodline.
Yeah,
because of the Bloodline being so dominant and people overlooking Judgment Day. So there's so many things that could happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. Everyone who came out to hang out tonight, once again, these hangouts are not always technically the we watch and talk about what's on TV, watch alongs. I said that from the start, that if we have a conversation, I'm gonna let it happen, and if it's movies, music, or whatever it may be, I need to find some solace and not just talking about wrestling every single day of my life. So I do enjoy those sidebar conversations. Did we get a little crazy with 13 people in here? Yeah, it did. I apologize. We will clean that up. Huge thank you to Joe for EOS Sports coming in and hanging out and doing that interview with us. Everyone who hung out. I did lose a subscriber today. Somebody went back and watched Tornado Tag Ole Anderson and then commented and said, took 19 minutes to get to Ole Anderson. Not good. Here's the deal. Our podcast, we do something a little different. The beginning of the podcast, we plug ourselves like everyone else who does a podcast. We do 15, 20, 30 minutes of independent stuff that we're talking about that's coming up. And then we talk about this week in wrestling, and then we get into our topic. That's the format. I'm sorry. If you want the straight topic, that's your format. Skip a half hour and get into the topic, and that's the best I can do for you. Everybody else, and I'm not angry about the feedback. I'm just telling you that that's our format of the show, and I'm not changing it. I appreciate the feedback, but that's just what we've been doing since the start. Speaking of formats and what we do from the start, Dylan, what do you got to plug?
We are doing a WrestleMania predictions over on Last Week of Wrestling podcast. We are going to be doing night 1 on Tuesday, and then Thursday we are going to be doing night 2 predictions. So kind of get closer and closer to WrestleMania season. Of course, we are going to try to get as up to date as we can, but we are also going to be doing AEW Dynamite watch along this Wednesday coming up, and Collision hopefully Saturday or WrestleMania weekend. It all depends on the job that I do. Besides this job here that I love doing more. If it all works out, we'll do WrestleMania instead. But if not, we might be skipping WrestleMania weekend this weekend, which would be really, really bad. But for the time being, we have a bunch of other stuff to watch, and Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor this Friday night, which I'm very excited for. Hopefully Billy Starks gets her win.
Don't forget, Collision is going to be on after WrestleMania.
Yeah, 11:30, right? 11:30,
11:35.
It's too much. I'm not watching it unless I feel like they have to do something huge though. Like if they're going to even do it, they have to make it worth your time. You know what I mean? Like I think they show that they are willing to do stuff like that when they bring in a Matt Cardona to challenge Adam Copeland. So maybe they will win us over if you give them the time, but if you don't, you lose me. Like if I force myself to watch after, a 5-hour pay-per-view, and then you want me to watch Collision at 11:30 at night, and then you do nothing to advance me as a fan, you lost me at Collision. Like that's a night where you either make or break Collision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'll plug my thing and then I'll let Ralph plug his before we get out of here. Over on the audio side of things for the podcast, we have Evil Dead Rises that's available. You can go watch. Interview with Dante, the history of Dusty Rhodes, and then Wednesday we'll be doing the interview with Mark Solis from the Kryptonaut podcast. Thursday. I do have an interview. I have something that's going to drop on Tuesday. I don't know exactly what it is yet. Maybe it'll just be an ABJ talk session where I pick up a topic or I just kind of vent or give you the status of the podcast. I think that's kind of what it's going to be. It may not be something long. I may do 30 minutes live here on YouTube at some point in time, Wednesday or Tuesday when we talk. But it's essentially going to be like just kind of talking about where we are with the podcast, the future of the podcast, where we're going to go from the podcast, and expect some of those solo episodes where it's kind of just me talking. The best way I can describe it is maybe like that when Theo Vaughn does those solo things where he kind of just vents about him as a person and maybe some of his struggles and gets a little, not always gonna be my struggles. There's gonna be positive things too, but it's just gonna be a solo thing where I kind of talk to my audience. But that being said, over on Spotify, so we got monetization here on YouTube. We're 20 plays away to be monetized on YouTube, on Spotify, that we can start subscription bases over on that. So if you're an audio only listener, I mean, you're probably not listening to this anyway, but for the audio listeners, a way that people can support monthly as a monthly fee, I need to hit 20 plays. So if you have Spotify, if you have any podcast app, if you have Apple or whatever it may be, head over to those apps, search the ABJ podcast and give me a listen and send it out on social media, share it out, say, hey, give this guy a shot. So whatever interview that you think is your favorite interview, post it, share it out there. Also, anytime you listen to a podcast or you watch a podcast, here's a quick request, as just screenshot it. Take a screenshot on your phone of you watching or you listening and make a post saying, hey, just watched the ABJ podcast episode, here's what I thought of it, and give me like a small review. And those, I will retweet those and repost those on social media for your work of giving me that review. Word of mouth is what's going to grow here, and but not just word of mouth of just a share. Do a little bit of like, hey, this is why I enjoyed it. Like put a little bit of your own flair or spark in it, because I think that connects and resonates with people more when you're, how we talked earlier about Dance Gavin Dance and all those other artists and things that you're positive of. Sometimes hearing it from the person consuming it of more than just a share goes a lot longer. Word of mouth is how this is going to grow alongside of my hard work. I'm not banking on you guys just word of mouth alone to get this where it is. This week at Mania, I will be connecting and meeting people and talking to people and really going out of my comfort zone to get myself out there. And I'm doing that because of you guys dedicate your time, and now you're a lot of your money. You know what I mean? I got people doing $100 memberships. I don't take that shit lightly. I just had a conversation with Lily last night. Like I am fucking laser focused, and I'm doing it because you guys fucking believe in me, and that means the world to me. And I'm not saying this to be cocky. I'm not saying this to say I'm better than anyone else, but if you want to be on my level, you have to outwork me, and I'm working my fucking ass off. So, and I'm putting myself around people who have the same work ethic and same mentality and the same thing, and we're gonna fucking take this shit over. And it's because you are fueling my fire to do so. So I want to thank you guys all so fucking much for the love you're not giving, not just giving me, but you're giving to Dylan, you're giving to the Opinion City podcast, and the love you're giving to the Ben Frank Connection. It means so goddamn much. And if there's anything that you're thinking, like everyone always says, man, what can I do to help? What can I do to support? What can I do to do this? I don't need your money. If you can't do the money, it's not a big deal to me. But those small things of going and following a guest and commenting on the guest and saying, hey, I heard you on the ABJ podcast. I absolutely loved your story. Like, those are the things that make us valuable as a network, that make us valuable as content creators. And it costs you nothing, but it just takes a little bit of effort to make the post. That's pretty much all I got. If I'm going to end with Ralph with his plugs, and then we're going to get out of here. Oh,
Can I
go ahead.
ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
You were saying about being only 20 episodes away,
20
hours
plays.
from
Plays.
from on Spotify.
20 people that hits play on a
But my
podcast.
question is so for instance, I don't listen on Spotify. I listen on Amazon Music.
I'm
Are you still
on
going to
Amazon.
get that? Are you still going to get that play, or
Yes.
should I switch over to Spotify?
Nope, you'll still get the play on there as well. But anytime you have a podcast app, leave a review or hit a play on it. On Spotify, there is a feature that you can. I have a Q&A thing where it says, "What do you thought of the episode?" You can leave reviews on there. You can hit 5-star to get that more exposure. I do get a little more love on the Spotify platform because my podcasting host is something that's sponsored by Spotify. If you're curious of where you can find me on the audio side of things, on my link tree, there is a ways to listen, and literally every single podcast platform that I know of is listed on there, so you can find it that way. Ralph, what do you got?
All right, so this is probably the biggest week in the history of the Opinion City podcast. We got a lot going on for Mania. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. we're going to be at Sweet Lucy's Smokehouse, 7500 State Road, Philadelphia. It is the best barbecue in Philadelphia. We will be there with Joe from Edge of Philly Sports, who you saw here tonight. We will be taping a prediction and preview show for WrestleMania that'll air Saturday at 1 on the Opinion City Podcast YouTube channel. Wednesday and Thursday, we are doing the Labor of Love and Sean Henderson Presents shows. WrestleJohn on Wednesday and Euphoria on Thursday. We'll be doing pre-shows, getting you ready for the broadcast, and then we'll do a little post-show afterwards, reviewing what happened. And then immediately on Thursday, we will be doing Big Dan's birthday bash. We will be the BFC will be live streaming from there. That is going to be a massively fun event. And just look for some more Mania content this weekend. Sean and I are going to be around town taking in some sights and doing some things. We'll be at WWE World on Friday. Friday night, we're attending a podcast, an industry seminar with Matt Hardy and John Alba of the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy over at the Monster Factory. So we got some cool stuff going on, and we'll have lots of content for you. So please, again, this is the biggest week in the life of our podcast. So please like, share, subscribe, tell everybody. It's going to be huge for us. So we just appreciate everybody's support, and we're glad you're all here following us.
And I will be on my channel. We will be having a Mania Week vlog of all the stuff that I'll be at. It will be hosted, produced, and filmed by yours truly, Lily, back there. So make sure you guys go and check that out when it drops. And it will not just be ABJ on that and Lily. Anytime we're going to be, myself and the Opinion City team are going to be pretty much with each other the entire time this week at some form or fashion, whether it be in cars or at shows, and we're going to give you as much as we possibly can. Like, you may see some clips from us in the car just chatting or talking, and Lily's been working really hard on different ways she can ask questions or make like conversation while we're in the car ride going of ways we can film that and make really fun content. So it's going to be a lot. Maybe the vlog gets broken into multiple parts. Maybe we'll see how it goes, but we are really going to showcase the idea that we're going to make some content Mania Week, and it's a big opportunity for us in the Northeast, and we're going to cash in on it. Once again, merchandise is available. If you want to grab some merch, it is there. If you don't want to grab merch there, you can grab merch on the Benefit Connection. If you haven't done so already, maybe consider joining the membership. You can get in and join the membership for the podcast as little as $1. We got 18-20 people always here. If you could do $1 a month, it adds up. $20 a month can go a long way when it comes to just maybe $20 in the gas that I can throw to Ralph so he can drive me somewhere for now. But yeah, check that stuff out. We appreciate you guys all so much. We'll see you. What's today? Monday?
Today is Monday.
You will see me at some point tomorrow. I don't know what the form of the content is going to be. We'll figure it out. I'm going to brainstorm that. Maybe it's going to be a review. Maybe it's going to be just me talking. We'll figure it out. I'm going to work on that and brainstorm that now. Give me 20-30 minutes, and we'll be doing a hangout. Well, maybe not tonight. Maybe tonight we just hang out in the Discord, everybody, and me and you can still play and kind of just mess around, and maybe we can game plan future stuff for the show. We are going to play the show, but we're going to hang out in the Discord while we do it. Because I just realized it's going to take a lot to set up streams, and I just don't really have the patience.
That's fine. We could do it tomorrow. We could do it next week. We could
Yeah. So it'll just be easier to go to Discord. But come on and hang out with us on the Discord. Link below. We're getting close to 100 members on the Discord. It's been a lot of fun. And once again, huge thank you to our YouTube members at the top 3 tiers. There are the World Champ A, Anastasia A, Triple Crown Parma Chisel, and the Grand Slam champs Freak Maniac and Raz. And once again, thank you, Freak Maniac, for our brand new Judgment Day t-shirts. I got my Cards Against Humanity, Our Truth, John, and she's got her Mommy's on top. And notice I did say John because as of right now, your boy's adapting the Philadelphia Phillies and Flyers into my life. And I'm sorry if I let you down, but I'm trying to find team. I'm trying to find ways to interact.
Yeah, don't be sorry.
This hometown love. We got to give some hometown love here.
Right.
We'll see you on the next
What
one.
we do.
We're out of here.
Thanks for watching this presentation. Like, share, and subscribe for more.